Antichrist!
Purge.
Is that your alarm? The purge?
No.
Oh,
I'm going to set it to that.
that won't be fucking terrifying at all.
No, right now it's just Avenged Sevenfold. Welcome to my nightmare.
Oh God. Oh,
the intro.
I'm so disappointed in you. Well, that's a great lead into the show, because today is Sunday, April 5th, 2020. This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Villains, Bulldog Malenko. Joining me today during Rona Mania is my buddy, Mr. Marc. Is it Bozikis?
Yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah, it's Bozikis.
You Greek bastard. You hairy fuck. Yeah, so Marc Bozikis is with me today. How the fuck you doing, man?
I'm here, man, alive and kicking.
Cabin fever.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe you wore a Cubs hat to my house.
Hey, what can I say?
You fuck.
I live like 10 blocks from Wrigley.
I get it. Dude, so
Back in 01.
this is a funny thing. When I was a little kid, I loved the Cubs. Like, I'm a diehard Cards fan now and have been since I was probably 13.
I've been there.
Because But, okay, when I was a kid, dude, I loved... my favorite baseball player of all time is Ryan Sandberg.
Heck yeah.
I loved Ryan Sandberg, Mark Grace, Andre Dawson, all those motherfuckers. And then I remember when the Cubs had Greg fucking Maddux. And then they dealt his ass away. For what? You didn't want to win a fucking World Series in the 80s? And or 90s? Are you fucking high? And then slowly but surely I watched everybody go away, man. Sandberg and Grace got old. Dawson fucking retired. And I was like, this team is the shits. They're never gonna fucking do anything. I can't do this. I can't fucking do it. I was like 13 and I was like, and I loved the card. Like, I can't say I loved the card, but I liked the card. I loved watching the Cubs and the Cardinals games when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, back then you had Ozzie Smith doing his fucking backflip at shortstop and all that. And, you know,
it was awesome.
Sandberg, Grace, and Dawson were the fucking Smash Brothers, man. That they sent shit into orbit that probably still has never come down.
We're still waiting for it to come.
Right. But then they were gone, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this, man. I'm a Cardinals fan now. I was just like, this is the time. I'm making the jump, and I'm going all in. And that has paid dividends. Although I will say this, unlike a lot of Cardinals fans, like my buddy Kirk, who was really pissed off when the Cubs won the World Series. I mean, he was mad, big mad. For me, though, watching that series, because my grandpa was a Cubs fan, all right? And I just thought about, you know, my grandfather was born in 1902, and he passed away in 95.
Oh, wow.
Okay. He would have been 5 years old the last time the Cubs won the World Series. And my grandfather was a Cubs fan all his life, but at 5, I mean, he did remember the Cubs winning the World Series, but in 1908, there wasn't a whole lot of TV coverage happening and shit like that. You know what I mean?
It was all radio.
If you had a radio.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things of, I just thought about I watched that whole series.
Same here.
When the Cubs won. And dude, that's one of the most exciting World Series finishes I have ever seen. How fucking crazy was that? But I thought about all of those people who had spent their entire life, because my grandfather was 92 when he passed away.
Yeah.
So imagine people born like 1910, and the Cubs won. When was that? 2016.
I can't remember now. I want to say 2006. Yeah,
this-
2016 because it was when Trump won the presidency.
Yes.
So yeah, 2016.
Yeah. So 108 years.
Yeah.
108 years. Look at all those people that were lifelong diehard Cubs fans that never got to fucking see it.
Like Harry Carey, you know.
That poor bastard.
He would have freaking flipped.
Oh my God.
Holy cow.
It would have killed him. It would have killed him. He would have been dead by game fucking 5.
Yeah.
He would have been dead. Harry Carey would have had a heart attack on air. Like, you would have heard his ass drop in that TV booth, and the dude that always sat with him that was his handler and always had to try to wrangle his ass in, because by the 7th inning stretch,
He was so drunk.
Harry was fucking tanked, man.
Yeah, he was.
We're gonna stack charcoal as high as a midget's ass. You ever listen to the Bob and Tom Harry Carey, like After Hour Sports?
No.
You've never heard these skits?
No.
Dude.
I can only imagine.
Oh my God, we're gonna pile up charcoal as high as a midget's ass. There's this one. You remember David Justice?
Barely.
Wasn't he Atlanta Braves? I think. Yeah. So David Justice is like, these are all voice actors and shit, but so David Justice used to be with Halle Berry.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's I know the name.
Huh?
That's why I know the name.
Yeah. So on this one episode of After Hour Sports with Harry Carey, he's interviewing David Justice. He goes, "Today we've got Atlanta Braves slugger David Justice. How you doing, Davey?" "I'm just fine, Harry. How are you?" And he goes, "Oh, that's great. Hey, you date that actress Halle Berry, don't you?" David Justice is like, not anymore, but yes, I did." And he goes, "Oh, what'd she go gay on you? You know, a lot of those big shot Hollywood actresses like to munch carpet." he goes, "Harry," he goes, "Yes, well, Holly was a very lovely woman." "Oh, that's gotta be a killer. Your woman in the arms of another woman, breast to breast, nipple to nipple, their hungry tongues exploring each other's feminine mouths." With all due, Harry, would you please shut the hell up? "I think I better. I'm starting to sport some major wood here." Dude. Oh, that show was like those skits on Bob and Tom were so fucking fantastic.
We'll pull them up when we get home.
Oh,
I have to.
They got to be on YouTube. They have to be.
Everything's on YouTube.
Yeah. It's "Would she go gay on you? Those big shot Hollywood actresses like to munch carpet."
To be completely honest, whenever the Cardinals were going against, the Red Sox for the World Series,
Oh, man.
I went off and I bought a Pujols jersey and a Cardinals hat because I'm one of those people who stick with the National League.
Yep.
I never jumped the fence.
Ain't no pinch hitting in here,
No.
motherfucker.
No, so
Or what is not pinch hitting?
fence jumping.
Well, no. I'm talking about for the pitchers,
Oh yeah,
motherfuckers. Step up to the plate, bitch.
yeah.
Get beaned.
So yeah, I bought this Cardinal hat and Cardinal jersey. Then I moved to Chicago. I'm walking around with this Cardinal hat. I'm like, man, this is stupid. I'm gonna get freaking killed.
Oh,
I'm gonna be found in an alley or a gutter, freaking just dead.
oh God! Remember when the Cubs were on their way to the World Series and that doofus in the crowd reached out and snagged that foul ball
From Sammy Sosa, I think, right?
I don't remember who. No.
No. It wasn't from Sam. Who was it?
Oh man, but he was mad, dude. And that guy got so much beer and bullshit dumped on him, and oh my God,
dumbass.
Oh, what's his? You know what?
Yeah, I was about to do the same thing.
We're gonna
Google that.
pay some tribute here. I'm gonna look up his name. I bet all I have to type in is Cubs fan. Steve Bartman. You know there are Cubs fans listening to this that were already screaming, his name's Steve fucking Bartman! I bet he's related to that bitch Carole fucking Baskin! Steve Bartman was actually Harold. That's why he had to disappear. Or Don, her
Don,
her first husband. Actually, that was her second husband, I'm pretty sure.
Do you think it was Epstein yet?
Who?
That Howard guy, or whatever.
Her current husband?
No. That dude that caught the foul ball. I can't remember his name now.
Oh, Steve Bartman.
Yeah.
Steve Bartman incident was a controversial play that occurred during a baseball game between the Chicago Cubs and the Florida Marlins on October 14, 2003 at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois during Major League Baseball's 2003 postseason.
Man.
Oh, that dumb motherfucker.
Oh, man.
You prevented your team. When a fan can have an impact on the game,
Not good.
It's kind of fucking funny.
Yeah,
though.
it is. It's pretty funny now.
Oh shit!
What I do?
Are your headphones a little loud?
Is
that better?
Yeah, a little bit better. Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say they were. Whenever they
Did my hat hit it?
No. That was the feedback coming from your headphone.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, but it should be fixed now.
I guess it was on my ear.
I was hearing it, and I was like, "Where in the fuck is that coming from?"
Yeah, it's like, yeah. There we go.
All right,
I'm better now.
Okay.
But yes, Carole Baskin. So
Carole fucking Baskin. All of this is that bitch's fault.
all of it.
All of this.
Look at that friggin' earthquake in Idaho.
Carole fucking Baskin.
Damn it.
Actually, weren't there? There was an earthquake. What, in Idaho? One in Utah and one in
They're
Oklahoma.
hitting everywhere, man.
Huh?
They're hitting everywhere. Like, man, what
Let's
the heck?
fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. 2012, bitch.
The Rona, and then tornadoes,
Rona-mania.
Newburgh, and then these earthquakes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude.
Who did we piss off?
Hey. What was it? Oh, I saw a meme that said, whatever the fuck you guys found at Area 51, you put it back right now. You know what I love? If this shit was happening, if this was even 20 years ago, if we were in the year 2000, the internet is still fledgling. It's like I was online in 95.
You were using T1s and
dude, no man, it was T1. Get what? That shit didn't fucking exist. You had like a 4K dial-up modem. Man, I'm talking CompuServe and like MIRC chat. Okay, get the fuck out of here with T1s. That shit, that was high speed fucking internet.
Yeah, like T1. I was living with my mom over at USI, whenever back in 95, 96.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been later than that, and they had T1 out there. That's how I know about it.
Shit.
Out of USI, I swear, dude, it was crazy. I was used to dial up speeds at my dad's. I'm like,
you could actually watch porn on T1. Yeah.
Like, I should get some good downloads of, like, Kathy Ireland, you know? Yeah.
So, what I was saying, though, if this shit was happening 20 years ago, everybody would just be in a full-blown panic.
Yeah.
Okay? But this is the year 2020, bitch, and we've been through some shit.
Yeah, we have.
We've been through 19 years of shit.
Yeah.
Okay? And at this point, I love most of humanity's reaction to this is, oh, well, I guess we're going to make fucked up memes and, just we're going to meme ourselves right into extinction. And I am on board with that. I'm on board that train. Let's fucking ride this bitch into the sunset. I'm ready. Let's fucking go. Burn it all down.
I'm going to Walmart and, at first I have a mask. I'm not going to lie and say, I don't have a... Yeah. My friend actually made me one. And until
Rona
yesterday,
mask.
I wasn't wearing it. But my wife was like, "You have to wear your mask."
If you go into Walmart, I would, yeah.
I'm like,
Walmart's dirty enough anyway. Just with the other people.
Here's the messed thing, with all this bullshit going on, I go to CVS like 2 weeks ago. I'm just looking around, and this horrid looking lady taps me on my shoulder. I'm like, whoa, fucking social distancing. Okay, back up. And she was like, "Do you remember me?" And whenever I turned around, she was this close to my face. She was like inches from my face. Like, she was almost nose to nose with me. I'm like, "No, dude, you look like you have like leprosy." I'm like, "I'm not even a germaphobe, but you need to back up, all right?"
Leprosy.
I swear, dude, she looked bad, dude. I was like, "Dude, you no." Like, Carole Baskin's on like 5 years of meth after picking at her face every single day. Bad.
Oh, no.
It was bad, dude. I told my mom about it. She goes, "Where's her compassion?" Like, there's no compassion these days. She's going to hell. She was breathing on me.
She was breathing on me.
There's no. We have social distancing, and she goes, "Maybe she didn't know." I'm like, bullshit. Everybody knows.
I want to go to Walmart and just start making out with random people, and then when I'm done, start coughing.
You don't do make out with them.
I'm gonna kickstart the panic.
All I gotta do is a sneeze.
It's gonna be Panic at the Walmart. That's gonna be the name of my music project.
All I gotta do is a sneeze, and you'll see everyone just scatter.
Dude. So I had to go to the grocery store the other day. While I was there, I'm not joking, I was walking around the deli counter, like going back around it, and this old man stands there, and I caught the beginning of what happened. He was talking to his wife, and I think, you know how you get choked on your own spit sometimes, and he started doing that. I cruised on by, but I watched as 5 people over in the produce section all turned and their eyes were as big as fucking baseballs. And oh, goddamn. The look of just sheer terror on their faces was magnificent, and it brought me happiness. Does that make me a bad person?
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Hilarious, man. Because, like, at work, man, before all this happened, the last day we were working, I was like, I think we should come up with a game where anytime someone coughs, we turn around and go, "That motherfucker's got the Rona." And everyone's like, "We can't do that because HR will be up our asses about it. We just can't do that." I'm like, "Why not?
We can't make coronavirus jokes."
I was like, "Where's your freaking sense of humor in this time, you know? Come on. We've seen some dumb shit go down." I was being serious. I'm like, I guess that was a bad idea.
Dude, this whole experience has really not affected my life very greatly.
It's been an adventure, man. It's been kind of cool.
See, but for me, somebody who is used to spending most of his time alone anyway, this really hasn't.
See, I'm an extrovert, man. Like,
so, well, no. You know I am.
Yeah, you are
like,
too.
I'm a very social person,
Yeah.
but the majority of the time,
Yeah.
I'm fine being at home alone, watching Netflix, playing video games, playing my guitars.
Yeah.
You look around you. I like being this is my stuff.
Yeah.
I like being with my stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
I like experiences with people to a point. The problem with being an extrovert like I am also a bit empathic.
Same
in
here.
certain situations. Like, you know, if it's people I care about, you know, things that are happening to them, or if they're telling me stuff about what's going on with them, it can affect me.
Yeah.
And the thing is as much fun as it is to be out with my groups, you know, like with my people, it's also very draining.
Very.
Because I mean,
even without being in my group, you know, it's just, everything's going on, I'm a major empath. You know, a lot of people don't believe in empathy or anything like that, that, you know, people actually feel what everyone else is feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But it hit me hard, like last weekend. I was taking my kids home. You know, I was driving around, saw the tornado damage from that weekend before, because I was actually in Newburgh on Saturday when the tornado actually hit.
Yeah.
I was at Walmart and the lights went out.
But being an empath simply means that you have the ability to picture yourself in the scenario and realize how it would affect you and whether or not you'd be able to handle it. And, you know, shit like a tornado wiping out your fucking house.
Yeah.
And then you've got kids. Pandemic. So, yeah, you've got kids, so you've got to think about that prospect of, man, what if that happened to my kids? What if my kids were in the house? Yeah, shit like that runs through your mind. Yeah, man, and it fucking drains you, and it makes you feel awful.
Yeah.
It's one of those people who are empathic have the ability to hurt their own feelings. I do it all the fucking time. Like,
it sucks.
One of my friends,
because you start bawling for no reason. Like, God damn it.
One of my friends, Storm, love you, Storm. Say hi to your mom. She and your sister. She made this post that said, "Stop imagining fake scenarios and hurting your own feelings," or something like that. And I was like, "Fuck, man, that's
triggered."
It's not even triggered. It's like shit.
She's spitting at me, man.
This motherfucker's spitting.
Yeah, I mean, man, all this stuff, you know, just everything that's piling up. I'm like, man, what the heck is going on? Just,
Carole fucking Baskin.
Carole fucking Baskin. Damn bitch.
I saw a post in the Joe Exotic meme group, or Free Joe Exotic. The group.
Too.
Yeah, I'm in that group. And I saw somebody posted, said, can you just imagine how many people around the world right now, when the slightest minor inconvenience happens in their lives, scream Carole fucking Baskin? I was just like, holy shit, that bitch's name has become a curse word. Like, it's become a fucking exclamation of anger
of just how bad it could actually be. That bitch Carole Baskin.
Want to know why these plants are dead? Carole fucking Baskin. Want to know how that turd got there? Carole fucking Baskin. Want to know how I turned gay? Carole fucking Baskin. Want to know why I can't play a chord right? Carole fucking Baskin. This dog here used to be a tiger. Want to know how it changed? Carole fucking Baskin. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch. Bitch. The fact that somebody took that and said it to DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up here. Carole fucking Baskin. You see that, right?
No.
You haven't seen this video?
No, I haven't seen the video
fucking
of
God.
DMX. Carole fucking Baskin.
Hold on. Oh, son of a bitch.
Someone did it. Someone actually did it.
Oh, dude, I'm not making this up. It's... Fuck it, I can play this through. Hold on.
Wanna know why these plants are dead? Carole fucking Baskin. Wanna know how that turd got there? Carole fucking Baskin. Wanna know how I turned gay? Carole fucking Baskin. Wanna know why I can't play a chord right? Carole fucking Baskin. This here dog used to be a tiger. You wanna know how it changed? Carole fucking Baskin. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch. Fucking bitch. Bitch.
Why the fuck does that bang so hard? Oh my God.
Shit, man. That's great.
Did you have you seen the video of the dude that wrote a song about Carole Baskin?
Yeah, the one that you sent me, I saw that.
Did I send it to you?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit, man. Yeah, that one I can't play that, but
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you.
People out there listening, if you're on Facebook, you need to
by Brandon Price.
There you go. Yeah, we'll give him a shout out. Brandon Price. Is it P-R-Y?
P-R-I-C-E.
Okay, P-R-I-C-E. If you search Facebook, Brandon Price, Tiger King song, you're going to find it. Holy shit, it's
that
magnificent.
Carole Baskins.
Yeah, yeah. Why do people keep putting an S on the end of her name?
Because of Baskin's Robbins, man.
It's just not.
I'm joking, dude.
Baskin's Robbins. God damn it. You fuck.
I'm sorry, man. My dad gave me a gift of wit.
Well, take it back. Oh my God.
But
So what have you been doing during this whole lockdown shit?
going freaking nuts. I've been because like I was saying,
See, things like that are making me laugh
I know.
because all of these people are like, "Oh my God, I'm going crazy at home," and I'm sitting here just like,
I know, like, you have your guitars. I have my guitar too, but I can't jam on my orange, man. Because
"Why not?"
my brother-in-law lives in my living room. My orange is in there, okay? And my schedule is completely different from him. I'm like, I can't wake his ass up so I can jam out because, and my mom lives on the other side of me. We live in a duplex. I'm like, man, this sucks. So I'm like, I have a small Behringer practice amp.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to bring that over to my apartment or our side.
Hey, look,
Headphone it and jam out.
my Fender, I love that fucking amp. Okay.
That's a nice amp.
But I can't. I rarely ever get to turn it up to 3. Most of the time, it's right at 2, and that's where the sound kicks in because it's a tube amp,
Yeah.
And that's where I have to jam at most of the time. Like, unless if because I have the whole upstairs here, but my parents live downstairs.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering, no, this is not a typical house. This is an older house. Like, the whole upstairs is a whole different house.
Yeah.
And the floors are the floor
It's almost like a
ceiling.
duplex, almost. It's
Kinda.
a duplex because this whole entire upstairs is your own place.
Yeah. I got a kitchen. There's
your
a
own
bathroom
door and everything.
Yeah. I got my own front door, own back door, all that shit.
Yeah, so it's like a duplex.
Yeah. But it's and the floor / ceiling for the first floor, it's very thick. It's almost like, I think 8 inches.
Nice.
And it's insulated. Like, my dad will hear me play my guitar sometimes because he'll ask me like, "Hey, were you playing your guitar earlier?" I'll be like, "Yeah, was it too loud?" "Well, no, I kind of faintly heard it." But if I crank up to like 4, Jesus Christ, man, the windows start rattling.
Yeah, it's a tube amp.
Because it's a fucking tube
Because
amp.
it's a fucking tube.
I have never gotten to turn that fucking amp up past 4.
Oh my God, dude.
And I can't imagine, and plus I sit directly in front of it, so I couldn't imagine what the fuck that would feel like, let alone sound like.
It'll blow you away, man.
Because when I turn it up to 3, it thumps through my chest. Like, and it's a goddamn, it's 15 watt.
Don't take much, man.
Hold on, but see, I did not know that until I was ready to buy that amp, because I was looking for a new amp, and I've only ever had solid state.
Yeah.
Only ever. So I'm looking for amps. While I'm looking for a new amp, I'm looking for an amp that's in that 100 watt range. And then I read this article, and literally, and it said tube amp versus solid state. And I was like, okay, let's see what the tube amp thing is, Like, I've played on Marshalls and stuff at stores, but you also see the price tag of a Marshall, and it's all just immediately, unless you're a fucking touring or gigging musician regularly, just having a Marshall half stack at home is not very cost effective.
No.
Not at all. If it's not serving an actual purpose that makes you money, throwing down $2,000 on a fucking half stack rig, at least in my world, it ain't fucking happening. But in this article, and I loved the way the guy wrote it or worded this. He goes, "Let me explain to you. A 15 watt tube amp 10 times out of 10 will kick the shit out of a 100 watt solid state amp." And he goes, "I'm going to say it again. A 15 watt tube amp 10 times out of 10 will kick the shit out of a 100 watt solid state amp." And I went, "Wait, what?" Then I started reading, like, dude, I've been fucking around with guitars since I was 14. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I got that in 2017. I've had it coming up on 3 years now, I'm pretty sure. Or 2018.
Yeah, it's almost the equivalent to the Vox AC 15, I think.
That AC 15.
Yeah. I think it's
Those are monsters. And the AC 30. Dude, they're vicious.
Yeah.
There is so much fucking power in them. It's retarded.
Yeah, you're going to kill me for this one. My wife, okay, when we were going out to get my orange, because, she let me get this really nice Dual Sonic by Fender. I love that guitar.
Oh, yeah.
That's my go-to, man. I love that thing. I was actually going to Guitar Center. I hate that place, by the way. I'm not trying to help them out. I'm not trying to give them business.
Hey, if you're ever in, let me just throw you, I'm going to throw them a bone too, but if you're in Evansville and you're music shopping, go to More Music.
More Music's the place to go,
Fuck
man.
yes.
Talk to Harry.
Harry?
Eddie.
Ed, that's who
Eddie.
you think. I knew who you were thinking.
Yeah, Harry was the guy.
Harry was Opus 1.
Opus, yeah. I loved Harry, man.
Harry was a funny fucking guy,
Bought
man.
my first Alvarez bass from him, man.
Very dry, very sarcastic.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought he was an asshole, and I was like, you don't get him then.
Yeah.
He's very, very cool.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
But dude, Ed Sign.
Yeah, Ed, man.
Ed, Corey, Alan, Hannah.
See, like, Guitar Center was cool whenever they had Jason
Bree and Candy.
Yeah.
Candy's cool. Candy's like the only one there that knows what the fuck's going on with anything.
So yeah, I was looking at these amps, man, and I was going after the Vox AC15. I was gonna get it. My wife was like, "Yeah, that's cool. Go ahead and throw $650. Yeah, that's cool." I'm jamming on, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is cool." And then my wife's like, "Well, have you checked out the Fender yet?" So I'm like, "No, I haven't checked out the Fender." So I checked out the Fender. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really care for it." I jump on the orange. I'm like jamming out on it. She goes, "Get that one." I was like, "But I don't want that. I want the AC15. She goes, "You can do so much more with that orange than you can with the AC15. I was like, "But
Who said that?
my wife."
Oh.
Because, I was going after the Brian May sound,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you can deal with the AC15, no problem. Because that's what he uses.
You can do it with any tube amp, really.
Yeah.
You just need that tube
You
sound.
have to turn that
Although
treble all the way up.
I will say this. With today's, especially in the past 3-4 years of multi-effects processors that have come out, amp modeling,
Yeah,
tube amps aren't really required anymore.
No.
Because you've got digital fucking signal that can make tube sound. And it's like, whoa, that's fucking freaky.
I can use my GNX 3000 for that. So,
Is that what you have?
Yeah.
You like it?
I love it.
It's a Zoom, right? Yeah.
Roland, I think. No, Digitech.
Yeah, I think it's Zoom. No.
I think, yeah, it's a GNX 3000 something or other that I got from our buddy Cheeto.
Cheeto.
Dude's awesome. But yeah, I mean, that thing, I usually use it for just acoustic sound, which I have an acoustic now, so I'm like, I really don't need this workhorse, man. Because, I mean, I have my acoustic guitar. But I haven't really had a chance to play around,
See, so the orange, I love orange.
It's louder than shit, man.
It is. However, there's I don't like Orange's solid state stuff.
I mean,
But the orange tube amps are so fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, like the rocker verb.
Yes.
That's what Tim Salt plays through for clutch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he plays that goddamn Gibson SG through that fucking orange tube, through that rocker verb.
It sounds
man,
godly, man.
It's a beast. He would he could literally have that amp and cabinet on stage and never have to be like hooked through the PA.
Yeah.
And that guitar would still fucking just
It would just fill the place up, man.
Give you sonic fucking
Yeah.
like resonance in your brain that's gonna ring for 5 days after.
Because the crazy thing about the orange that I have, okay, my buddy, he just bought the.
Which one do you have? The
I have the
CR120?
CR60.
Oh, 60. Okay.
And my buddy has the CR20. And that thing is comparable, he said, in sound. And he's a major, he's he's about to start gigging. You know, he was, you know, they were about to start hitting the road last month. And he's like, that amp is comparable in sound to Cheeto's Marshall half stack.
Wow.
I'm like, really?
Oh, is this Cheeto that has this? Or?
Cheeto has a Marshall half stack, and my friend Gabe,
okay.
you know Gabe too. Gabe Wheatley.
Yeah.
He bought the CR20. And he's like, it's comparable. We checked them out. We put them side by side, and it's crazy how much sound you get out of this orange compared to the Marshall.
Have you seen the Orange Micro Terror?
Yes, I have, because I used to be a bass player. I'm like,
I played on one of those, and you can get, and it's a micro stack, little heads, little cabinet, and it's like, what, $260 for the whole thing?
About that, yeah.
I played on one of those. I almost went that route, just because the clean channel of that fucking thing, which I use all analog pedals anyway, so my chain takes care of, like, you know, any of the audio recordings I send you, and those are recorded on my phone.
Yeah.
And one thing that everyone, like all of my musician friends that I send those to, they all have said this. They're like, you definitely have a very distinct tone. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. Yeah. I worked hard to establish that sound that's mine. And now I've got friends who can hear someone play one of my guitar recordings on their phone or something and be like, is that Bulldog? How the fuck did you know that? I know his tone.
Yeah.
Like Bulldog
you have your own distinct sound, man.
Yeah, man. I love that. I never thought that I would be able to do that, though. And I have to give credit to my old guitarist from Paradigm, Justin Burden, Butta, for that, because Butta is a tone snob. Mega tone snob. Him and Matt Maguire are both my drummer.
Yeah.
Who is also a hell of a guitarist. And
to establish your brand, you have to have your own tone. That's how you establish everything where you do music.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, I guess that like
awesome.
I know enough about myself. I could never be a guitarist in a cover band, because even unless it was just a fucking pure Clutch tribute band, in which case I need the microphone. I don't need the guitar.
Right?
Because if we're going...
You got the vocals, man.
Exactly.
You did note for note, like, oh my God, you did Electric War. I'm like...
Do you like that?
Yeah. Then you did
for those listening, a few nights ago, I did a karaoke jam session on Facebook Live streaming. And
Venmo.
Yeah, and I got Venmo donations and stuff, and people got to request songs. And until that night, I did not know that there were Clutch karaoke songs.
I didn't either.
Was it you that said Electric Worry?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you requested Electric Worry, and I was like, man, I don't think there's any Clutch karaoke. And I'm on YouTube, and I looked it up, and sure as shit, there was Clutch karaoke. So I did Electric Worry, and as soon as I started doing it, all the hearts start flying up across the screen, and people are like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people I got to actually introduce to Clutch from that video. Like people that I've been preaching the gospel of Clutch for fucking decades now.
Yeah, forever, man.
And it's one of those, I think a lot of people know me simply as a metalhead. It's either 80s or metal. That's what most people know of my music.
So I know you also listen to soul too, so I mean, dude, you listen to everything.
I sang fucking New Edition, brother.
I know.
'Cause if it isn't love, yeah, I fucking which is 80s to be fair, but dude, I can sing R&B. I'll sing Keith fucking Sweat. I don't give a shit. If it's good, it's good.
You're right.
And my music taste is so goddamn eclectic. Like Sean James. Remember, I did an a cappella version of Burn the Witch.
Yeah.
I sang like the first verse and chorus.
Yeah.
A cappella with no music.
That was awesome.
But, the point I was making though was being in a cover band. If I were playing guitar in a regular cover band, I would fucking shoot myself. I couldn't do it. I try to learn songs that I like, and I can't goddamn do it, man. It is so fucking boring and tedious, and and I just immediately I switch to playing my own shit. I come up with my own songs, which yesterday I came up with a brand new song, fucked around with my drum machine. Now I've got drums for it.
It's awesome.
And I'm very proud of that. And also, that's the first time I have ever actually taken the time to figure out and transpose chords. Because if you play guitar, you know the basic chords.
Yeah.
Down at the end of the down at the base of the neck.
Yeah.
Well, I had to transpose a D minor and an A minor because I didn't want that high pitched ring off of the high strings. So I had to figure out where a D minor and an A minor chord are all the way up the neck on the low strings.
Yeah, which would be an A5 and D5, I think.
Now you're losing me.
Sorry.
No, see, and that's my lack of music knowledge.
See, it's so necessarily lack. I was trained, I'm a violinist, and then I went to guitar.
You were classically trained. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great transition. Like
so, I can read it where a lot of people they can't.
Fuck no, dude. I have trouble with tab.
Yeah.
I look at tablature sometimes and I'm like, that looks like finger gymnastics. I'm not going to be able to do that.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually envy that because I can play by ear, no problem. But you're like the way you pitch bend and everything, just all of it. It's just phenomenal.
Okay, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to let you know something. I don't know if it's by accident or it's just something that my fingers intuitively, somewhere in my body, there is muscle memory from previous lives that get pitch bending. Because you're not, dude, I have 3 friends that are guitarists who are amazing guitarists. And these 3 specific people tell me, they're like they've asked me point blank, they're like, how in the hell do you pitch bend perfectly to notes like that? Like, normally people do the vibrato and kind of shake this, and they're like, you immediately grab a string and know you can hit that main note and then drag it exactly where it needs to be. And I'm like, I don't know. And they get so mad at me, and they're like, what do you mean you don't know? And I'm like, I don't know. My finger just does it. And they're like, just does it.
You just know where you want to put it, and you put it.
Well, you've heard the vocal versions of songs I've done, right?
Yeah, I've heard them all. I'm like, wow.
Okay, yeah, and that's especially the Bonnie Raitt, I Can't Make You Love Me. That one tends to kind of blow people away, and they're like, what the fuck? How are you doing that? And I'm like, I know how her voice sounds, so I make my guitar sing it like that. And they're like, oh, you just make it sing it like that. That was an actual conversation. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. And they're like, tell me how you're doing it. And I'm like, just watch my hands. And they're like, fuck you, man. I'm like, I don't know.
Like, I can't remember which musician it was, but there was actually a vocalist who would try to imitate the sound of a violin because it was the clearest sound that you could think of.
Yes.
Or he could. I can't remember which one it was, but one of the old vocalists back in like the Sinatra days would try to mimic that sound with her voice. It's like, I think about what you're doing with your guitar, you're like backwardsing it, which is awesome. Yeah. I love it.
Well, that was just something cool that I thought of doing one day. Like, and that's the other, like, there's definitely no tablature for that shit.
No.
There's no reference point. Every song that I can play where it's the vocals that I'm playing and making my guitar sing the song, I had to figure that shit out over the course of hours for each song.
I mean,
dude, that Bonnie Raitt, that took me no shit to get, like, now I can just pick up my guitar and fucking play it like it's nothing.
Right.
When I started doing that first day, figuring it out, the song, and the first rough recording I did, it was like 7 hours. 7 fucking hours, man, of just piecing all of these notes together, starting over, getting to this part and going, okay, now where does it go from here? And at first, there were not really any pitch bends. It was sliding the frets, sliding the notes to make it go up to where I needed it
Yeah.
to. And then once I started doing the pitch bending, I was like, oh, this is so much easier.
Right.
And sounds cooler, man. It sounds like a voice.
Yeah.
Because your voice doesn't go,
Yeah.
It would go,
Right.
It's a smooth.
And some smooth transitions.
Yeah. But yeah, I have 3 guitarists who are just absolutely extraordinary that have heard all of my vocal renditions. Like the 2 that really blew them away were when I did Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over, and Level 42, Something About You.
Yeah, I heard that one too. Yeah, you showed me.
Because that one has a lot of pinch harmonics in it. And they're like, dude, the fact that you're making the guitar squeal and scream on these notes, like, what the fuck? And also, on that one, ironically, on Level 42, Something About You, I make it sing. I make my guitar sing the verse and the chorus, and then I actually play the guitar solo.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane. Dang, dude.
It was just like...
Cause, yeah,
But meanwhile, for me, chord transitions are still so like I've been working on them more and more, but playing actual chords and learning chord transitions and getting the fluidity of chord transitions now. First of all, my chord transitions are so sloppy. My technique is terrible. Because to be fair, it's also my positioning, how I hold the guitar, because I'm still a fretboard gazer. I for the most part, if I'm doing something, like, I can play any of my songs without looking at that fucking fretboard. I can have the guitar, I could play it standing up, no problem.
Yeah.
But playing some other stuff, like, actually even some of my songs, I can't play without looking at the fretboard.
Yeah, I mean...
Because my fingers I don't trust them to land in the right... And you're blind. When you're holding a guitar properly, you're blind.
True.
To the fretboard.
Very true.
Especially us being bigger guys.
Oh, yeah.
Because your belly's pushing that guitar a good 3 to 4 inches out past your vision anyway.
Well, they're trying to look at it like a slide guitar, like, whoa, what am I doing here? Is this a dobro?
I love playing slide.
I love dobros, man.
God damn.
Remember that one that you had?
Fucking that one that I had?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that Dean resonator. I wish I'd never gotten rid of that. I paid $550 for that thing, brand new. Came with a hard shell case, everything. Yeah. Fell on some hard times. I sold it for $300. Now
I've been there.
And now they don't even make that one, because it was the black. It was a Dean Spider resonator.
Yeah.
And it was the black quilt finish. And now they don't even make it. And the cheapest I can find one is like $900. And I'm like, you fucking cunts.
Because they've got this LTD freaking fretless bass. Sick bass. $550 on Zounds. No gig that came with it. I sold it for $300. Same situation, fell in hard times. And I had to sell it.
Yeah, man, that shit's heartbreaking. One of the best things I did, though, was selling my Schecter S1 Elite to Jay Scott.
Yeah, that was a sick guitar too.
Yeah, I love that guitar, and I actually played that on, like, it served me for a while playing, like, on stage when I was in a cover band, Dionysus, and I actually played it, and I played it only during the song "All the Same" by Sick Puppies.
Nice.
I learned that. I don't know why, but I was able to play and sing that song at the same time, and I even did the solo in that song. Yeah, I've got a video of me doing it.
I want to see that after we're done.
I'll show you,
because that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, and it was one of those, like, I was driving a truck at the time, going to St. Louis and back every night. And I was, I listened to Sick Puppies a lot when I'd be in the truck. Like, I love them.
Yeah.
They're especially that first album, Dressed Up as Life.
So I've only listened to a few of their songs. I feel
Holy
really bad.
shit, man. Like, you've heard Pitiful, right?
I think.
My life's so pitiful.
Yeah,
Give
I've
me
heard
one
that
good
one.
reason why I shouldn't end
That's
it
what it sounds
all.
like I used to DJ.
Yeah. Okay. So that All the Same is on that album. Welcome to My World is on that album. Like
Yep.
that album from
I
start
remember
to
that one.
finish is just immaculate. It's amazing. One of those rare gems of an album where you can hit play and let it go.
I think I did that before. Like I played the whole. Like I used to be a metal DJ. I know
Yeah.
they're not metal, but
Hard rock, yeah.
I used to play them too. So I
Dude,
mean,
they're good.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Aren't they from Australia?
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think one of their. I can't. Isn't one of them actually an actor too, or been in a movie?
I don't know. Emma, the bass player chick, I know that she does like a lot of stuff.
I'm trying to think. Cause
I know that Sick Puppies just came back. I don't even know if it's all still the same lineup or not. But yeah, no, anyway, like I was just listening to it in the truck and all of a sudden it clicked and I'm like, man, these chords are actually pretty simple and they go along like the chord transitions. And the other advantage I had was I tuned my guitar to open C.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, it's heavy. Heavy
Open
as
C.
fuck. Yeah, man, it's gnarly. But it worked.
Yeah.
It's CGC FAD. CGC FAD, man. I know that open C tuning.
Yeah.
And it worked. And for whatever reason in my brain that transitioned and so whenever you're doing your chords and you got one finger across three strings and you're hitting these
Yeah.
pure chords, well, fuck yeah, man! It made it a hell of a lot easier.
Because that's pretty much how Goo Goo Dolls has their guitars tuned is
Yes.
open D.
Yep.
So I mean, you're only have a step lower than them, or
No, it's a full
step,
yeah.
full step lower.
Because the open D is
2 frets.
I mean, that's
Which is
full.
one
That's
full.
a full. Well, yeah, it's one full step. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So
a full step below standard, and then
It was Nivek Ogre that was in Genetic Opera Repo.
yeah.
Yeah, you got from Skinny Puppy. Like, wouldn't always wear the mask.
Sick Puppies. Yeah,
Yeah, Sick Puppies, not Skinnies. Skinnies Trent Reznor, I think. There's so many bands out there with all the same puppies. What the fuck, man?
but yeah, man, it's like for whatever reason, I was able to sing and play that song at the same time.
An open C.
Yeah.
I've never tried open chord tuning.
I'm gonna tell
So
you
cool.
right. Oh, you've only played in standard?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
look.
I've played in C sharp.
Okay, look. My
That one.
my Gretsch behind you. I keep that in standard. The Fender is always half step down.
So like I was saying, I've played C sharp. I've played in B.
That's in D sharp.
Yeah. So I mean, I've
Yeah.
done E flat too.
I keep my Fender Strat a half step, which also I honestly think because whenever I go into like more music or whatever, and I'm playing any of my songs, well, also I use NYXL 946 strings on the Strat.
Nice.
They are my favorite strings. That's all I use on all of my guitars now.
And that's
My
Dario, right? NYXL.
Yes.
They've been trying to sell me those for a while. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Dude, you will never want to play another pair of strings, like another set of strings.
Man.
I promise you.
That's a
They
nice guitar too.
hold tune. They fucking my semi hollows, they have 1046s.
Nice. That one.
Yeah. And and I've got Rose
Yeah.
in the bedroom. My Epiphone Dot Cherry. Yeah. They have NYXL 1046s, and I use the 9s on my Fender Strat.
It's going to be a lot easier with that thing.
Not only that, the 9s, yes, are more reflexive,
Yeah.
responsive, but also I've noticed that when I play on standard, like when I go to more and play around with the guitars there, they're all in standard tuning.
Yeah.
And my bends are a little bit harder on my fingers. So I think that half step down and the release tension of the strings, just that minute amount, gives me the ability to bend those notes like a lot easier, and I'm able to quickly hit where I need it to be.
So it makes a lot of sense.
That's like, once I really started thinking about it, it kind of, like, that's one, I can't give full testament to my playing ability because I suck.
You don't suck, man. You're freaking phenomenal, man.
It's not phenomenal. It's the one thing I will say is the past. Let me look this. I can go back and find my first recording.
Because, I mean,
of when I really started getting serious.
If I compare myself to, like, the local,
Okay. March 21st, 2018. So I've just been getting serious about guitar for 2 years now.
Wow.
And this is some slide, too, I think, that you're going to hear. Yep.
That's badass. It's freaking badass, man. Like, you don't give yourself enough credit, man. That's freaking, man. Because, I mean, if I were to sit there and compare my guitar playing to, like, my old guitarist, I'm going to give him a shout out. He'll ever hear this, but Chris Carpenter from Bleed the Masses. I suck. or even Chad Hawkins. I mean, comparing myself to him, I suck majorly.
I mean, one thing I've learned to stop myself from going crazy is to stop comparing myself to other guitarists. Because the one thing I've learned, especially over the past probably 6 to 10 months of doing this, dude, I'll watch Lindsey Williams. You know who he is?
You told me about him.
Dude, he's one of my boys, and he plays acoustic. Like, he does acoustic sets. Even my brother, Jason Harper.
Yeah, Jason's awesome.
Jay Johnson, yeah. He's amazing. He's the one, like, we write songs together. We have recorded acoustic songs where he did all the music, I write and sing. And he and Lindsay are just fucking magnificent. And yet...
Jason's awesome, dude.
And yet... I know that I'm doing some things that they can't do. So that's how I've had to absorb this and let it sit in my brain is, okay, I can't keep comparing myself to people. Like, because whenever you'll drive, watch Lindsey Williams, you'll drive yourself fucking crazy if you're a guitarist because you're like, man, fuck this guy. Fuck you, man. And I had to change my mentality because it honestly it started discouraging me because I was getting to the point where I wouldn't touch my guitar for like a week or two at a time because I was like, fuck, what's the use, man? I'm never going to get better at this. Like, I've hit this plateau. Well, yesterday I fucking wrote a song with drums, and now I've come up with the solo bridge that I've got to add into it today and redo it. And I'm like,
badass.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And if I'd given up on it, well, shit.
Yeah, I mean.
Plus, the other thing that I have as a driving motivation is the amount of money now I have put into this. And I'm like, okay, even if it is just for my own entertainment and, entertaining a few friends with stuff that I come up with, I still got to keep playing it because I got way too much money wrapped up right over there to just let it sit and collect dust.
I mean, I've done it before, man. I had so much money, dude, wrapped up in it. And I was doing good. I've been to the studio. I've been, a couple places. I had a freaking badass, CD release party over at Barnes & Noble. I mean, we were doing it. And then I started looking over all the paperwork and the contract. I'm like, I don't agree with any of this. I sold everything. I sold it all. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm done. I'm burned. And now I'm back.
See, that's the. And how long ago was that?
Oh man, that was like probably 8 years ago.
Okay, so you look at now though.
I'm playing guitar now. I'm like, screw bass.
Right. But no, the point that I was going to make is you look at today, and now, say that someone's a guitarist, and they're a decent singer, and a decent songwriter. You can have your drummer and bassist on your fucking computer.
Yeah.
You can get a cheap mixer like this and do everything through your computer and master it your fucking self. Granted, mastering takes a little time.
Yeah.
There's a big learning curve, but there are some programs now that fucking damn near can auto master your shit and level everything out for you where you don't have to do anything. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. And now the way of the record label, record company, it's going the dinosaur route. They're going to be extinct.
Yeah.
Because when you got people that can do this in their fucking bedroom with $1,000 worth of gear, dude, I know.
Oh yeah.
I know for a fact. I know a guitarist who recorded his first demo album with a first act guitar.
Get out of here. The first act.
I'm talking Walmart $99 special, man. But you and I both know. Have you ever seen, I'm pretty sure it was Eddie Van Halen. Years ago, there was a video circulating around of Eddie Van Halen in a Walmart playing a first act guitar. Guess what it sounded like?
It's like Eddie
Van Halen playing a fucking guitar.
Yeah.
It doesn't you can have a $20,000 PRS guitar in the hands of somebody who should never play anything more than a fucking $200 Epiphone, and it's going to sound like a $200 Epiphone.
Yeah.
It ain't the guitar, it's the hands that it's in. And I'm a firm believer in that. It's
I mean,
look,
there's John 5 that played a Hello Kitty guitar.
Dude, that acoustic.
Yeah.
Yes. Because John 5
like John 5 was playing guitar.
John 5 could put strings on a cardboard box and figure out a way to fucking play it.
Love John 5, man.
You know what I love? Okay, most people only know John 5 from Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie.
I know him from John 5 and the Creatures.
Motherfucker played guitar for Tanya Tucker.
Yeah.
Back in like the 90s. John 5 was, listen to me people, Tanya Tucker, country recording sensational artist from the 80s and 90s. Yeah. John 5 was her guitarist.
And his inspiration was Honky.
Suck it.
No, what was that show? Howdy Do? No, not Howdy Doody. What was that show?
Wasn't it Roy Rogers? Hee Haw.
Hee Haw, yeah. Yes. That was his inspiration.
Because,
Hee Haw.
Dude, because John, okay, Manson used to joke all the time when John was with him. He was like, John 5 is the only guy in the group at this time that really just off stage, he does not fit with any of us at all. Because, Manson at a point was big party, big partier, heavy into drugs, but he's also, very intellectual, whatever. John 5 is apparently very quiet, reserved, keeps to himself. And if he's not with the group, Manson said you could find him usually at the hotel bar listening to country music.
I can imagine that.
And it's just like, what the fuck?
And that's why
John 5 also has two very important role models who I love also, and those are Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now,
Jerry Reed, man.
They're both of them. They were
Atkins,
they were fucking ridiculous. There was when I was a kid, they interviewed Chet Atkins and Jerry Reed. These are separate interviews. And they were trying to get this answered. The best answer ever, though, I'll get to right after this one. But They asked Chet Atkins who the best guitarist in the world was, and he said Jerry Reed. They asked Jerry Reed the same fucking question, and he said Chet Atkins. But the best answer ever given to that question was during an Eric Clapton interview, when the interviewer asked Eric Clapton, so tell me what it feels like to be the greatest guitarist in the world. And Eric Clapton said, I don't know, ask Prince.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, fuck, dude. And that's a big shame that a lot of people don't understand and don't realize.
Dude.
Everything that you heard, everything that you heard from Prince, the drums, the keyboards,
was him.
On the albums, it was him.
Yes,
he had the new Power Generation. Yes, he had
but he was doing all the stuff that Trent Reznor was
in the
doing,
studio, but then he had
by himself without any sort of.
And it was just basically, here, play this.
Yeah, it was all analog instead of digital.
Fuck yeah, it was.
So I mean,
but the other thing is, there are two instances that people can look at to know how amazing Prince really was. And that is the song Let's Go Crazy, the guitar solo at the end of Let's Go Crazy when he's just shredding. Like Dimebag Darrell, Eddie Van Halen, Lenny Kravitz. There were so many people that were just like, fuck Prince for that. Slash was another, like, I've tried for years to play that fucking solo and nobody could figure it out. The way he makes the guitar scream.
Yeah. Like how he did on my guitar.
Oh, that's the other one I'm getting ready to get to.
Oh, sorry.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction of the wasn't it the Traveling Wilburys?
I think so.
It was Tom Petty and and
it was for George Harrison.
Yep.
And George Harrison's son was up there too.
And
oh my god.
Here's the funny thing. They knew Prince was going to be there that year, and they asked him if he would sit in with them on stage to play While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And he said, sure. And they said, okay, we're going to rehearse at da-da-da time. And he said, I don't rehearse. So Prince did not show up to rehearsal.
No, of course not.
Prince showed up when Prince showed up on stage. I think up until that point, they were uncertain whether or not Prince was actually going to come out on stage and play. Yeah. And then he shows up with that butterscotch blonde Telecaster, which it's not really a Telecaster, and has the leopard print on the pick guard. Yeah. But anyway, Prince walks up and just is Prince and hits this fucking solo. Tom Petty is smiling like a fucking retard the whole time. He looks like an awestruck little girl. Have you ever paid attention to that in the video?
Yeah, I kind of felt like the other people were like, are you going to stop playing at all ever?
Fuck that. Not a single person on that stage was thinking that at all. No one.
Are you sure?
What they were thinking is,
I know, I'm kidding.
What they were thinking is, we were having a great performance, and people took us seriously as legitimate musicians until now.
And they're going to do a 5-minute solo.
Oh my god! Yeah, and it was
awesome,
and it's amazing. And at the end of it, and the whole time you watch Prince while he's playing, he could be doing 15 other things while playing that solo.
Yeah,
it was so effortless and just nothing to like.
It was like,
and just think about that. He did not practice that at all.
He
just got up on stage, knew what he wanted to do, did it, took his guitar off and threw it, and walked the fuck off the stage. Did not even stay for the remainder of the song. Like, he just smiled, threw his guitar, looked at the crowd like, yeah, bitch, that's why I'm Prince and you're not, and walked off the fucking stage. Fuck! One of the most amazing things. Yeah. I have shown that video to so many fucking people, and they just watch it, and they're like, how is that even possible? And I'm like, because he's Prince and we're not.
Right.
I've
seen it, so I know.
Few people in this life come along with that kind of talent. Prince, luckily, got exalted and acknowledged for it. Jimi Hendrix was one.
Yeah.
One that has never hit the mainstream fascination. Like, has never gotten that concrete validity.
Yeah.
Mike Patton.
Mike.
Faith No More, Mr.
Yeah.
Bungle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mike Patton is one
Mike
of
Patton.
the most. Not only is he an amazing musician,
I feel
but
bad. It's like guys sitting there and think like,
he's got like a 4 or
more.
5 octave vocal range. The guy married an Italian opera singer and was performing with her in Italian opera houses. That's people. If you don't know who I'm talking about the guy that goes, "You want it all, but you can't have it." That guy, you need to. If you don't know Mike Patton, you need to look up everything else he's done. Fucking Peeping Tom.
I'm gonna have to check all that out because
Peeping Tom is my favorite.
And Mr. Bungle, and that's it.
Dude, Mr. Bungle and Faith No More are amazing. My favorite thing he's ever done is Peeping Tom.
I'm gonna have to check that out
It,
because I mean, feel bad not knowing his name. You know,
yeah, not recognizing immediately. Yeah.
But like,
As soon as I said Faith
Patton.
No More, you know who he is. Yeah.
because I mean that's '90s music. Man, I was raised on that.
He's one of those guys like Prince. He can see an instrument for the first time, pick it up, and in 5 minutes he'll be able to play it.
Yeah, because I mean he could. Prince could play any instrument you threw at him.
They
But then they put him down that he could run. I think they put it down that he could actually play like 200 instruments.
Yeah. Mike Patton, same thing.
Like
The level of genius that has to be involved there is insane. And then also, okay, but here's the most, Prince is the most unfair thing the universe has ever done. Because as great as Jimi Hendrix was, Jimmy was just pretty much a guitarist. He could play some other instruments, but also, and Jimmy was a handsome guy,
Yeah.
and he had a cool voice. Mike Patton, good-looking dude, and he can play all these instruments, he can sing, but he hasn't gotten the success. Prince had the success, had the playing skills to play all these fucking instruments, wrote and recorded everything himself, and then looked like that.
He was phenomenal.
And had that voice.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man. What line was I standing in when they were handing that out?
Right.
And here's the here's the sad thing, though. So Prince came about at the right fucking time. However, Prince was so far ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was.
That he was unappreciated during his time. And it didn't come around till years later when people really started understanding how fantastic he was.
Yeah, I mean, like I came along back whenever
he
Pussy Control,
and he first debuted in what, like 77, 78, 79?
I think 79?
Yeah. Like that's the year I was born, man.
I think you're right.
You gonna look that up?
Yeah,
Prince's first album? It might have been 77. It's
because I know it was 78.
78, okay.
For You is a debut studio album by American recording artist.
And that's
Prince.
the one with the picture of him with the afro, right? On the cover? Yep. Yeah, man. That's...
Oh, that one.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Thinking that from the
He's
picture.
a baby there. Look at that fucking picture.
I know, right?
God damn. He was probably 17, 18? Look up what year he was born.
Yeah, because I mean...
I should know that. God damn it.
Me too. I should know
Prince Roger Nelson. I should...
Well, he was 18.
Yeah, 18 years old.
In 77.
Okay, so 19 in his first album released. Fucking crazy, right?
And then we found out he died, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, I was fucking heartbroken. Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me, yeah, in his house.
Yeah.
Let me tell you another thing, my interesting friend. Did you know that save for the solo on Beat It, which was done by Michael Jackson, Beat It.
Yeah.
The solo was done by
Prince?
Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen. Yeah, that's right.
You know that everything on Michael Jackson's albums, he wrote and recorded? The drums, the bass, the keyboards, the guitars.
Really?
Mike,
Michael Jackson.
Mike! I know, your brain's trying to fucking process this, huh? Now think about this. Michael Jackson and Prince existed in the mainstream pop culture at the same fucking time.
3 states over. I think. No, wait. It was 4 states because Prince was...
Oh, I don't know.
Minnesota.
I don't know about them growing up. Prince grew up in Minnesota.
Yeah, and then Michael Jackson grew up Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
But they existed at the same fucking time. We don't have anything like that now.
No.
Like now, you look at music and it's so diluted and watered down, and there's just so many different things now. Like, okay, one thing I love, you know the movie That Thing You Do?
I think so.
Where Tom Hanks is the manager of the Wonders. Like, it was
Tom
in
Hanks,
the
yes.
60s. So, you remember they go and record their song in the studio. And one of the dudes works at his father's electronics store, and they sell stereos and whatnot. And one day he's working in the store, and his friends come running in, his bandmates come running into the store, and they turn on all the stereos, and their song is playing on the radio. Think about the significance of that. Up until that point, they were really nobody.
Yeah.
They were nothing. That dude was at work. He was at work.
Yeah.
And his bandmates come running in, turn on the radios, and their song is playing on the radio for the first time. And they're all hearing it together.
Right.
That will never happen again.
Because, like...
Now...
Yeah.
You've got A&R teams and all this that deal with the radio stations and all. An artist will know 6 to 9 months, sometimes a year in advance, before their song will go into circulation on all these stations. It's just a fucking machine now.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing organic anymore. Could you imagine, like, that joy of a musician who's busted his ass since he was a kid to learn and hone his craft, to go and take a chance and probably sell off most of his shit to be able to afford to record in a studio.
Oh my God, it's so expensive.
Yeah, it is. And then he starts pumping out these demos to all these places. Yeah. And then one day he gets a phone call from somebody, dude, turn on channel 97X, blah, blah, blah. You're on. And he turns on the radio and hears his song and just fucking loses his shit. Because no one will ever have that again.
Also, I've been there before, but it wasn't my song. No.
Now the biggest thing you've got is you get to upload a song on like Spotify, SoundCloud, someplace like that, or iTunes. And you get excited kind of when you see, maybe you were expecting 5,000 downloads and you look and you're like, oh my God, this has been downloaded 30,000 times. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent today. But here's the problem. You know the old saying, you can't rely on your family and friends for your success?
Yep.
Okay, this show, my show, I learned that lesson firsthand. Because I'm going to tell you right now, people want to see you do well, but they never want to see you do better than them. And I have had so many people who think they can do what I do here. And I've seen them put in hundreds or thousands of dollars into gear and getting everything going. And they disappear within 1 to 3 months. And then they're selling off.
You've been doing this for like 2 years.
I've been doing this 4 years now.
4 years.
4 years. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But the thing is, I have been doing audio production since I was 16.
So you're used to this. This is like
figuring out a mixing board and all this stuff. I did this for years. I was using MIDI components before computers had MIDI hookups. You had to hardwire a fucking box to your computer and hope like
Very
hell
true.
that your motherboard and your processor would accept it and recognize it.
Yeah, my dad had one of those. It was a Kwai.
Oh,
They had-
the Kawaii, yes.
He had that thing going to his computer.
Fuck yeah, man.
Before
And it was a
this-
motherfucker to get it
Yeah.
set up. And once it was set up, nobody touched it.
No.
Don't touch it.
Because, my dad's
If you
screen was having a
sneeze on it-
Clavinova, and he's like, I can't afford a Clavinova, so I got a Kwai.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, man.
that was before audio interfaces and all
Oh
that.
my, yeah. Now you've got pure USB audio interface,
Yeah.
man. It's plug and play. Nobody has to know
Like
shit.
this guy right here.
That's what this is
Yeah.
running into. Which, hey, don't get me wrong, I love
It's
USB
awesome.
audio interface,
Yeah,
man.
it's easier than-
fuck yeah, it is.
than-
Which actually, this is
Attach cables
this
and
is
all
just
that.
a USB. It's a USB out mixer. This isn't an actual audio interface. The
This on the bottom is, right?
no, this is a headphone.
That's just a splitter.
This is the headphone preamp. Yeah, that's what we're.
That's just a splitter, basically.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's a powered 4-way. Yeah, no, this board goes directly.
Into there.
To my laptop.
So this is, wow.
This is. I mean, it's digital, but it's analog as fuck.
I mean, it's nice. I mean, it has good sound, and you're able to control everything. I mean,
And that comes from years
Yeah.
of trial and error, reading books that most people don't want to read.
I'm not clipping, which is awesome. Usually I see my microphone clip whenever I do anything.
Well, yeah, no, here I keep the master on the board. I have locked. It will sometimes clip and spike in GarageBand, which I use to record, but I like for it to kind of hit the red, just because my red here, like it usually spikes around -6 to -4 decibels. Now, if we're like, I like to see occasional red, because that's you get to convey proper emotion.
Yeah.
And but it doesn't sound all distorted. Now, if that's why I'm always watching it out of the corner of my eye, because if we're ever talking and it's constantly up in the red, yeah, I've got to back somebody off.
Or if it's showing too little, then you gotta
Yeah. Oh yeah, if it's down in the there's
like
such
on the
a
1 or 2.
there's a minor little, like there's this whole thing of green, but then there's this minor of yellow and then red, and I like to keep it right at the edge of the yellow and red, because
Makes sense.
you get a clearer. Once you start to hit that clip and that distortion a little bit, that's where you actually hit what people sound like when they talk. Because if you think about how human vocal cords function, I mean, every time you're speaking, people think of their vocal cords as vibration. No, they're banging together.
Yeah.
Banging. And that's why we get inflection like this when we talk, and you get to... That's why text doesn't come through very well. You don't get to read someone's intent through text. You can't...
It sucks so bad, because
man.
I'll try to be nice, like, why are you such an asshole for?
Right. And it's like, no, man, I was being funny, sarcastic, haha, like... Calm down. Yeah, text.
Don't get butthurt, man.
Yeah.
Don't mean for the
Of course, we all know that telling anyone to calm down is the greatest way to get them to calm
always
down.
Works so well.
It works wonders on me.
Right.
Telling me to calm down is like baptizing a cat.
Or take a chill pill. It's like, but I mean,
although there are some times where people will be like, Bulldog, you need to calm down. And I'm like, if I were any calmer, I'd be dead.
Right. But yeah, so how has this all affected you, though? With I know you said you've been playing your guitar and writing new music, and of course I've seen you do the quarantine karaoke.
Yeah, man. Like, that's just it. I'm one of those people that, I mean, I can entertain the fuck out of myself.
Right.
If you look around you, I got an Xbox One, I got Xbox 360 right there. On my Xbox One, okay, if you look, I got like 7 games there for Xbox One at the top of that stand. Yeah. Okay. But on my hard drive, installed right now on my hard drive, I have 107 games.
How big of a hard drive do you have?
I have a 1 terabyte in the machine and a 2 terabyte external.
Explains it.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. I don't fuck around.
See, like, for me, that's going to be my outlet here soon. Very, very soon will be video games. I'm waiting for my game to come in.
What?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Okay, right on. I'm going to tell you one that if you can get it, get it. I got it.
Well, I have a PS4, so.
Well, it's on PS4, but I got this on the Xbox Marketplace. No joke, like the week after you helped me move in here, like the week of my birthday. I got it for $30. The Ultimate Edition of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That's what you told me about that.
I have already put 100 hours into that
Oh my
fucking
God.
game. It is amazing. It's fantastic. Okay, Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelation, that will always be my favorite. This, though, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, has been one of the most amazing gaming experiences of my entire life. As a lifelong gamer, that's a big statement, man.
Yeah.
And I'm 41 years old now, and that game has been... And I got it for $30, man. And that's all the DLC.
Oh my God, that's everything.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Like I've done the Fate of Atlantis and all this shit. Like,
oh my God.
it is amazing. It is one of the best $30 I have ever spent in my life.
I feel bad for spending $90 on Final Fantasy VII.
But I have seen the trailers for what the remake looks like, and holy shit.
I've played the demo, and I'm like,
see,
splooge, man. Like,
yeah. I'm like, Final Fantasy VII was one of my favorite games of all time.
same here, and that's why I've been waiting.
Oh, this has been talked about for a
15
goddamn
years.
yeah. It's been I was gonna say it's been over a decade that this has been supposed to have happened.
I've been waiting
because
15
Final Fantasy
years.
VII came out in what 97.
I think so. Yeah, 97.
Yeah,
And
because
I was
I
playing
was 18.
And I was playing that game over at Cheeto's old house on Water Street.
Fuck yeah,
Because Branson left it.
dude! I beat Final Fantasy VII probably 8 or 9 times.
I got to the very end of disc 1. Whenever that fateful situation happened, I quit. But I finally beat it though. Finally, I bought it for my Switch. And I beat it. I was like, yes, I beat it. But my friend's like, did you get Ruby? No. Did you get Emerald? No. Knights of the Round Table? No. He's like, you didn't beat it then. I think you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that was one of the first games that had those multiple variable endings and things that could happen.
So I don't know what even happens if I get Ruby. Or
Yeah,
Emerald.
it's okay. So
I beat Sephiroth. So I'm like, yeah, I killed the
right,
god dude.
right. That's all that mattered.
You're right.
Look, here's the funny thing.
I
though.
avenged Aerith.
As much as I loved Final Fantasy VII, you know what game I actually played more?
Which one?
On Super Nintendo. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest.
Was that after 2?
Oh yeah. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I played the fuck out of that game in high school. Loved that game. Like, okay, when I think of Final Fantasy 2 and like Madden 95, Alice in Chains Dirt album automatically pops into my head. Because I was listening, I would put that on repeat and just sit right here in this floor and zone the fuck out on my 25-inch TV and just be captivated.
On your Silvertone, right?
What?
I'm joking.
Oh my god. You fuck.
That's the first time I ever played. My Sega Master was on a
It was my
28
52 Super
Silvertone.
Zenith.
It was on a Silvertone. I shit you not. When my first time playing video games was on a freaking Silvertone.
Nope, it was an RCA.
Lucky.
25-inch RCA.
Because it was
in
so annoying.
color too.
It was so
Can you
annoying.
imagine?
Yeah, like mine was color, but I had the lines, man. The lines at the top of the...
Fuck yeah.
I'm like, man, how the fuck
I
am
remember
supposed
that.
to play this
I had an old tube TV that had that.
game?
Because you had to use remember the little clip wire things that had to be screwed into the back of the TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the splitter.
Yeah.
And so you could flip that switch for channel 3 to be your.
Or channel
kids,
4.
Kids today don't know about having to be on channel 3 to play video games.
And then you had to use the dial to make sure
Fuck
you got
fuck, you had to use
And
the
then
dial,
fine-tune it,
and then the
fine-tune
outer dial. Yeah, the outer dial was to get things tuned. Fuck yeah.
Fine tune it right there. Oh, they never know. Oh my god.
Could you imagine kids today? You tell them you have to get up and go over to the TV, and they would be like, "What? What the fuck is this horse shit?"
I mean, I remember the first time I got Nickelodeon, man. It was a sit top freaking box, you know, but it had a remote, but also the dial.
Oh yeah, because you still had to go control the volume on the little bitty knob that turned the TV on.
Yeah, you know, like I got a clicker. We didn't call the remote, it was a clicker.
Yep, the clicker. Holy shit.
Am I showing my age yet?
Oh.
I mean, I'm only like 3 years younger than you, I think, right?
How old are you?
I'll be 37 in May.
Okay, you're 4 years younger than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
We come from that generation.
Yeah. So I'm
that's
I'm not a millennial. I'm an Xennial.
Yeah, we're Gen X.
Yeah, I'm Xennial. I'm like right between. I'm like right on the cusp.
Yeah, the Gen Xers, man. We get to watch the boomers and the millennials go at it, and the Gen Xers are like, let's just burn it all down. I don't give a fuck.
They're like
I think honestly, if you look at the majority of memes, yeah, there's a lot of younger people that do memes, but if you look at the majority of good memes, they're made by people that are between the ages of like 32 and 50.
Yeah.
or like 32 and 45.
Yeah.
These are people that grew up in a generation where on Saturday morning you got your ass kicked out of your own fucking house and told not to come back until the streetlights came on. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Remember that shit? Parents didn't give a. You could be getting abducted and butt fucked in the back of somebody's van, and as long as you were home by the time the streetlights came on, nobody gave a shit about you.
Nope.
Suck it up, Buttercup. You'll be all right. Are you okay? Oh, your butthole hurts a little bit.
So
well, go take a bath. You stink. What the fuck? That's the kind of shit we grew up with, man.
Yeah.
Not only that, now when you see little kids out riding their bike, they got elbow pads, knee pads, fucking helmet. When I see adults wearing helmets, riding bikes, I automatically assume that they have a developmental disability. And that may be shitty of me, but when I see an adult wearing a bike helmet, I think they need to be on a very big van with a lot of other people wearing helmets. Licking the windows. I'm just saying. It's
or licking their arms.
It tastes like purple.
Or licking the back seats. My favorite flavor is green.
To be fair about my favorite flavor is green, Lewis Black did make a point one time about NyQuil. He goes, NyQuil. It comes in either red or green. And it is the only thing in the world that tastes like red and green. Yeah, right? If you want to know what red and green taste like, you get NyQuil. Because they taste like red and green.
Yeah. It's Christmas.
But now you see these kids all armored the fuck up like they're going to war to ride their bicycles down the street.
Right.
Meanwhile, we were making shitty makeshift ramps over ditches that were 2 to 4 feet wide and about 4 feet to 6 feet deep and ramping our bikes over them.
Yeah. I mean, you could go to Burdett Park on the BMX trails on that without a helmet on.
And fuck your shit up.
Yeah, I buzzed my nose on one of them, man.
I've seen many on the
berms.
Bike. Yeah, boy.
I was using an El Granny bike on it, man. Splat.
Man, it's like I kind of feel bad for kids today because now
they're so soft, man.
If you look at the millennial parents, they're helicopter parents, man. They fucking hover over everything. And I'm like, man, your kid is going to grow up to be a pure punk made bitch. Like, and that's the nicest fucking way I can put it. I understand you may be overtly concerned about your kid's safety, but the problem is if you try to prevent everything from happening to them, they don't know how to deal with shit when it fucking happens, and that's why these goddamn is it our fault? Is it the Gen Xers?
So.
Is it the Gen Xers the way that we raised these millennial kids? Because you got to realize, man, like these millennial kids they were born in the mid 90s, right? Well, in 95 and 96,
well, Tilly,
I was 16, 17 years old, man. I had friends in school who were having kids at that point.
well, technically, they consider our generation, even me being born in 83, as being a millennial. But where we get away with this is we were born at the same time that technology was just picking up.
Yeah, just starting to go.
So we are right there in the cusp of being a millennial in Generation X.
But here's the thing, though. There are these huge differences between us. Like, okay, by the time millennials were born,
Yeah.
like in 95, 96, 97, MP3s were becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Okay? You had full
And CDs were getting kicked out.
Well, you had full CD folders in people's cars.
Yeah,
I had one
I
of
did.
the big fucking binder of CDs.
Yeah. The Bible.
Yes. And here's the thing, though. I also remember life before that. I remember the
Cassettes.
stacks of cassette tapes, and then you had to, if you didn't have one of those stereos that would automatically flip the side, you had to eject the fucking tape, turn it over, and push it back in to hear the other side of the album. And then a phone was mounted to the wall, and when I was a little kid, I remember running my finger through a rotary dial.
Senator had one of those. Like,
Okay.
So lucky.
Look, I remember rotary phones.
I do too. I remember, but we didn't have one.
My grandparents here had them.
We had a line 4 phone though. One of those, 4-line phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
man.
high tech, man.
Yeah. And then, shit, I remember when call waiting.
It wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, I can remember before that. You just got a busy fucking tone.
Yeah.
And
you had
then-
to pay extra for it.
Yeah, it was like $3 extra a
Yeah.
month for call waiting.
Yeah.
And I know that doesn't sound like a lot now, but in 1987, 1988, $3 more on your phone bill?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And we didn't have long distance. No.
Oh,
had to
you
pay
didn't push
extra.
that one fucking button unless there was an 800 after
Yeah.
it. Oh, you get your ass whooped for that.
Because one of my friends lived over here in Illinois. My best friend ever, Wally. He lived in West Salem.
Yeah.
So I would call him up and my mom would be like, no more than 5 minutes.
Right. Because that 5-minute call cost $12 fucking dollars.
Yeah. Of course, I'd be on the phone with him for like
Like
hours.
and people people don't really get that today. These younger people, even in their 20s, they don't understand this. Imagine like now, okay, Evansville and Henderson, a lot of people interact back and forth there. You can call your friend from an 812 number to a 270 number, and it's not costing you anything. You're paying for your cell phone service.
Yeah.
You get to call that number. Imagine if every time you called that person, it cost a minimum of $3 to $4
Dude, that's why they would freak
for
out.
a
man.
5-minute fucking call.
If they were here, if this were happening back then, oh my God, dude. Because like we're all connected.
Yeah,
We're all basically like,
and I think that's part of the problem too.
right?
Here's I mean, I say it half-hearted, like half joking, half serious. And here's why it's serious. Our technology has evolved faster than we have. And we as human beings we are incapable of properly processing and compartmentalizing the amount of information we are hit with every single day. That's why everyone always says, oh my God, the world's getting crazier. No, No, it's not. The world has always been this crazy. It's just you weren't bombarded with the crazy. The split second every little thing happened from every corner of the planet.
Right.
Our technology has evolved faster than we have.
Yeah.
Now maybe here's the problem though. Technology doesn't slow down.
No, it only gets faster.
Yeah, it's only going to get faster. I would venture to guess that in about 200 to 300 years from now, so we're talking 20 I'll put it at the minimum, 2220, human beings' minds will have evolved enough through that'll be 2-3 generations of people will have evolved enough to intellectually handle the technology we have right now. And that's being generous. I honestly think it would be a 3, because here's why I say that. Joe Rogan makes the point in one of his stand-ups about, the the Declaration of Independence. He goes, that's 3 people ago. The Revolutionary War. That's 3 people. He goes, look, people live to be 100.
Yeah.
That's 3 fucking people ago.
Yeah.
When you think about it like that, you think about George Washington and Benjamin Franklin.
It wasn't really that long ago.
But when you think about it, you're like, God damn, that was forever ago. Like, they didn't even have electricity. No. They had lanterns. They didn't have telephone. They didn't even have fucking telegraph, man. They couldn't.
Right.
They had to literally put a dude on a horse, and they still used pigeons.
Yeah.
Okay? 3 people ago.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Very much so.
We have people in outer space right now on an international space station. Could you imagine? George Washington could be brought back to life today and see the world. He would kill himself within 72 hours because he would not be able to handle. And I'm not saying that as a joke or a euphemism. I'm not being funny when I said he would. Anybody from that time, even the smartest intellectual mind, would fucking kill themselves inside of 3 days because they could not handle what the fuck they're seeing, experiencing, witnessing. It would not be fascinating. It would be fucking terrifying.
It would be. I'm like, what?
And that's why that's why people get so easily stirred up into panics. Because fear. It's fear, man.
Yeah.
Because we're getting bombarded with so much information, so much. Think about this. 100 years ago, like, you could actually, I'll do this in a fair. Let's go back to 18. What's a good middle point here? We'll go 150 years ago. So 1870.
Yeah.
Okay. 1870. 150 years ago. Imagine being of a pure intellectual mind. If you have the ability to read and write in 1870, you are already in the top 10% of people. If you can read and write like fluidly, you're in the top 10% of people existing on the fucking planet.
Oh yeah.
So imagine right now that someone from 2020 could go back to 1870, and I'm not saying go back and announce that you're a time traveler.
No, but
going back with just the, and you don't even have to have any knowledge of 1870. Just going with what knowledge you have right now of the world, you could take over in a year.
Yeah, but you also go crazy because
maybe. Think about this though. No, think about how much simpler
Yeah.
It would take some adjustment because you'd lose your technology. You would have no cell phone signal. That shit's not existing. You're going to have to leave all that shit here. Don't even take it with you because the problem is you're going to expose somebody to it there.
And they're going to go crazy.
Right. But just the knowledge that you have right now.
Yeah.
You could go to 1870.
Completely rewrite history.
And just, fuck, dude. Anybody. You could take the most fucking simple motherfucker on the planet right now and put them 150 years ago, they're going to look around and go, ooh, I'm about to become King Turd of Shit Mountain.
Right.
Like, I'm going to be running everything.
Because, I mean, hey, you could do anything you want. You can live forever because you know how to. You know what to do.
Oh, it...
Because, I mean, back then, you had, like, a lot of diseases, too, that didn't have any cures. With the knowledge that we have now, we'd be okay.
Imagine this. Imagine if you sent a doctor from today.
There's a show about that.
A doctor. But I mean, you sent a doctor back 150 years ago.
Yeah.
With his knowledge of medicine now.
Yes.
And procedure.
Yeah, the show Outlander, man.
Really? I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Talking about the same thing they were talking.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, this girl gets...
What's that on?
It's on Stars. That's my problem.
Okay. Well, I have the internet, sir.
Well, Netflix, too. It's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the first 2 seasons, I think.
Well, I can...
His doctor gets sent back in time, and...
I have the internet and the...
It's got a chick flick, though, so...
whatever.
But it's awesome because, I mean, I got into it.
I watched... God damn it. New Girl.
Okay.
Love that show.
I haven't seen it, but
with Zooey Deschanel.
I
it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So I feel bad because like I'm completely out of the loop about everything. Like I've been watching all these old shows, except for of course Tiger King, and I've seen Ozark. And I'm like, I love that show.
Carole fucking Baskin.
And then they came out with WWE, you know, for free for a month. And I'm like, man.
Well, they do that every month.
I didn't know that.
Well, your first month. If it's your first month, which, by the way, tonight, part 2 of WrestleMania.
See, I didn't even watch anything because, I mean...
Part 1 was on last night.
Last time I saw anything about wrestling, WWE, was over in Evansville. I went to see him live.
Dude.
Because, I mean,
it does not feel like they're in an empty performance center arena. And this is WrestleMania. It's...
And you don't see anyone holding up signs for
and
nothing.
Dude, the thing...
That's what made it WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the signs and the crowd.
I was supposed to be there this year.
Oh,
Do you know that my best friend is a WWE referee?
No.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
And you're supposed to be
my best friend. And he contacted me back in February, and he said, hey, man, he was like, my wife and kids aren't going to be able to go this year, so I've got 2 tickets. And I was like, fuck yes. I was finally going to be able to go. Me and my buddy Kirk, we were going. And because I was able to get the tickets, Kirk booked the bed and breakfast and everything. Like we had a 2-bed room, you know, and all this.
Yeah.
And we were going to Tampa, and we were going to be there for all the shit. And here I am on the day of WrestleMania,
COVID-19,
talking to you on my show, which this is fun, but
it's not fun.
I am fucking heartbroken because this is WrestleMania 36. I'm 41 years old. I was supposed to fucking be there. I guarantee you tonight, Drew McIntyre is going to win the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar, and I was supposed to be there to fucking see it live.
Damn, dude. Damn you, COVID-19. Carole fucking Baskin.
I should be right now.
You're supposed to be eating breakfast.
It's 1:30. No, dude, it is 1:30. Yeah. Breakfast my ass. Lunch. It is 1:30. We are supposed to be because the pre-show starts at 5.
Yeah, that's an hour ahead of us. So.
Yeah. So right now, we would be probably having lunch. and and we would be hanging out with a shit ton of other wrestling fans and wrestlers, and then on our way to the stadium.
Dang.
And I should be with like 90,000 people
And
getting ready to go batshit insane.
And now we're at the point of social distancing.
And I'm watching a WrestleMania, and they split it into 2 parts, man. They had part 1 last night, and it was okay, but it looks like you're watching people have practice matches. Like that.
So it's nothing like...
Dude! The commentators are there. The people are in the ring. There is just... They've got signs over the seat. Like, you can't even see the seats. Because they were just like, fuck it. Like, they put up these big fucking wall banners and shit. So it looks like they're just in this enclosed room with a ring in it. And, I mean, dude, if...
That just sucks.
You can literally hear everything they say to each other, too. And it's weird as fuck, man. Because, like, you hear them calling spots. Like, it's like, oh my God, you're not supposed to hear that.
No.
Like,
no, you're not.
I was a wrestler for 5 years, okay? I did this. And... It's just...
I've boxed, and
it's
I know.
Atrocious, man. It's...
Because even boxing, we call the shots. We tell them, this is what I'm going to do to you, and, people aren't supposed to know that, but that's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you in your ribs really freaking hard, all right? No bunny shots.
It's,
No rabbit hits, man.
It's...
we do check on each other. Are you doing okay?
I honestly think... Looking at it now and what it is, I feel like this WrestleMania is going to be looked back on as a huge mistake for not postponing it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's awful. Look, I know, like, I saw people making posts last night about, oh man, that was great, and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want to shit all over their posts, so I didn't even comment. But what I watched from it, I was just like, I fell asleep. I fell asleep for 45 minutes. I missed like 3 matches.
Oh, man.
I missed them completely. I can go back and watch them. I'm not gonna.
No.
I'm not.
What's the point?
Oh my God, man. It's so disappointing.
Because I know you were talking about WrestleMania, and I'm like, well, I didn't watch it because no, my house is
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. It's the pre-show.
I would love to watch it, but
do you have WWE Network?
I can get it, but no one else in my house likes it.
Fuck that. I'd be like, hey, look, you little fucks. This is what's happening. Daddy is going to watch some grown men beat the shit out of each other tonight, and you can either join in the fun and scream at the TV with me, or y'all can fuck off and do something else.
Because, like, the closest we've gone to wrestling in my house is fighting with my family.
What the fuck?
That's an awesome movie, man. I love it.
It is an awesome movie, but that's not...
It's not really wrestling.
No.
It's a cool true story, or based on a true story movie, but it's not wrestling.
It's... I don't know, man.
I bet my little baby would love that show, man, or love to watch it.
It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like WrestleMania at all.
See, I gotta watch it now.
They're not even doing pyro or anything.
No pyro?
Oh no, dude! It's if I were to show you, are
they at least doing the cage matches, tables, ladders, and chairs, anything like that, or no?
There was a ladder match that I slept through, I guess. Oh, let me tell you. Okay, here was the ladder match that I missed. One of the Usos, Kofi Kingston, and John Morrison. This was the tag team title match. But because of social distancing, only one member of each team could be in the ring to represent. There's a triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles between 3 guys.
Oh my God.
The tag team titles were decided in a triple threat singles match. Why the fuck even bother?
I'm trying to wrap my head around.
You know what they should have done? They should have brought all 6 men out to the ring and had them do 3 rounds of rock, paper, scissors. And now that okay, congratulations, guys, you're the new champions. Fuck it. At this point, fuck. Have them roll. Have each person roll a d20, and you combine the 2 rolls of each teammate.
That's my constitution.
Yep. There you go. And then if you get a tie, then you roll a tiebreaker.
Roll a d10 for that one.
Yep.
Good God, dude.
Just
is this a
roll for initiative? Just
is this a world we're living in? Really?
It is right now, man. Look,
oh my God,
look.
dude.
I've talked about this before. There's this like 11 or 12-year-old kid. Okay, he has a theory that back in 2012, when they turned on the Large Hadron Collider at CERN,
yeah,
that it actually destroyed our universe and like teleported our Earth into a parallel universe that is almost like ours,
the Mandela effect,
but not quite. Exactly. Because that's when people really started noticing this whole Mandela effect shit of these subtle differences of what this person remembers and what this person remembers.
Because I remember the Bernstein Bears. Not the Bernstein, but
yeah, not the Bernstein. No, Stein.
Bernstein.
Like Stein.
Yeah, or Bernstein.
They were German.
Or Bernstein.
Yeah, they're either German or Jewish.
Yeah.
They're German Jewish.
And yeah, like I remember all of it. Like everything's so different than how I remember it. Like really, what the?
Yeah, it
makes sense. Kind of does.
I mean, nobody can say that he's wrong.
No.
How the fuck can you prove it?
Physics, man. Science.
Well, that's just it. Fucking Carl Sagan and Stephen Hawking are dead now. They can't tell us.
Right.
Fuck. If Carl Sagan was still here, he'd fucking tell us. He'd be like, hey, people, look.
What about Tyson? Tyson can help us.
Only to a point, though.
Yeah.
He's not really, like...
Or Penn and Teller.
And then, hold on. And then look. Elon Musk didn't really come to the forefront of everyone's knowledge of being who he is until after 2012. Like, he invented PayPal. Okay, so let me point this out real quick. The guy that created PayPal all of a sudden knows how to not only build his own space company, but that man in a span of like 4 years managed to do something NASA still can't do. The rockets that took his spaceship into space did not just fucking fall off and go to the ocean. They flew back. These rockets, fucking rockets, flew back and landed on landing pads.
Right?
What? NASA,
man.
NASA, what the fuck? You've had some of the most brilliant minds over the past, 70 fucking years?
And Elon Musk over there just smoking a blunt.
Yeah. Elon Musk is high as fuck, smoking up that PayPal money. And then he also creates, like, one of the greatest automobiles that we've ever seen.
Tesla, man.
Fuck.
Tesla.
Are you... What? That car...
Where's our cure for freaking COVID, man? Come on.
Look, you need to calm down. Elon has enough on his plate. He's trying to get us off this planet, okay?
Right.
Let these other people worry about the germs and diseases.
He's trying to hook us with free freaking Wi-Fi. Like, people are talking about these
you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Somebody's going to kill Elon Musk the same way they did Nikola Tesla, and they're going to steal all of his shit.
Probably.
Nikola Tesla had it set, like, he figured out how to distribute free energy.
Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah, the Tesla coil.
Free energy.
The Tesla coil.
Yeah.
And
like,
then he was killed off.
Fuck. And well, no, he didn't. He wasn't killed. He just died. Like they fucking ridiculed him into seclusion, and then he fucking dies in his apartment. And like,
it was a bitch Carole Baskin.
That fucking bitch Carole Baskin. God damn it.
But yeah, I mean,
they broke into his apartment, stole all of his notes, his books, everything. They stole all of his work, and it's all gone now. That's like, you remember that dude that created that car engine that ran on water, the hydrogen engine?
Yeah.
And
they're like, it won't work.
Oh, hold on.
Like,
and he created that car engine that ran on water, and it got like 80 miles to the gallon, and that dude died. I think his patent, like they bought the patent, the government bought the patent from him for like $20 or $40 million, some shit like that, and then he died like 3 months later. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Epstein, man. Epstein.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if you heard me talk about this a while back, but people were asking me about conspiracy theories and like what one of my favorites is. And I said, I'm going to tell you one right now that I read the other day that fucked me up. So, first of all, do you know the connection between Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington's death?
Yeah.
Like, you know that they were very close friends. And they hung themselves about a year apart.
Yeah.
Did you know that they were working together to expose a pedophile ring?
Yeah. Because Chester was actually touched when he was a kid.
So was Chris Cornell.
It's not about Chris. That's about Chester.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, they were both molested as kids.
That's why Chester's music, like, the one where he's like, you know...
Crawling in my skin. Yeah, man, that's the biggest one. Yeah.
Sorry, not... Saliva went down the wrong pipe.
Goddamn, you spreading that Rona.
No, my eyes ain't red, man. That's I can breathe.
So, remember Anthony Bourdain?
Yeah.
So this conspiracy theory, when I read it, look, normally I take conspiracy theories with a grain of salt. And I have to take this one with a grain of salt, too. And I mostly like them for entertainment value. And they give you good, like... They give you good things to bring up just to see how crazy people want to get in a conversation. I love that. I love when people can jump.
Like them cue people.
Well, I love when people can jump into conspiracy theories and like, well, fuck, if that's possible, then maybe this. Like they can expand on it, you know. Go, but this one. So Anthony Bourdain hung himself in a luxury suite in France, I believe.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. The guy that did all the eating, crazy eats.
Yeah. Anthony Bourdain, have you ever looked at a picture of Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah. They kind of look similar.
They look a lot alike.
Yeah.
And somebody's theory is they knew that this was coming down the pipe for Jeffrey Epstein to be arrested and imprisoned. And so they needed a body double for when it came time to make him disappear. And there is a theory that Anthony Bourdain was sacrificed because he resembled Jeffrey Epstein closely enough that when they needed a body, okay, there you go. Now, do I believe it? No, absolutely not. But there's still that 0.05% of my brain that goes, you know what? In the world we live in, it's crazy enough to be fucking true. Right. It's nothing surprises me anymore. That's just, we have reached a point in the world where those of us who are true cynics and just sarcastic by nature, nothing really shocks us. No. Nothing shocks or disturbs me. Nothing. I'm like, I can read a story about a mother cooking and eating her 3 children, and I'm like, Florida.
We've become, we've become the modern Anton LaVey's, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've seen it. You know, we've seen these people, oh, I'm good. And then you see them, you know, murder a whole family. It's like, okay, yeah, good job, freaking dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking crazy, man.
Because, I mean, oh, my God.
But that's just it. We've always been this crazy.
Yeah.
Always. It's just now, like I said, the technology, we get to read and hear and see every fucking ounce of craziness as it happens.
You're right. It's not that we don't care.
Like, all you got to do is get on Facebook and look at Evansville Watch.
Oh my God, dude.
I think
best freaking example ever.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You know the Live PD? Live PD could permanently set up shop in Evansville and have content forever.
Right.
Forever. They would never have to go to another fucking city.
No. I hate Evansville so much.
Evansville is so fucked.
That's why I moved here, man. I mean, you had people walking up to your door asking if you know this person or that person. At 4 o'clock in the morning, it's like, I don't know who you're talking about, man.
Get off my porch.
And then you take your daughter to the park and there's people pissing on freaking dumpsters. It's like, dude, my daughter's right here, man. Have some tact. Hold it in for like at least another half an hour until my daughter's like, okay, I'm ready to go home.
Holy shit, dude. We have burned 2 hours.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy. I normally keep the show around an hour and a half.
My bad.
Fuck. No. This has been a fun conversation. Fuck. If anybody stuck through this entire thing, thank you. God damn. You're a trooper.
So I was born for these, man.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have you come back.
I haven't had any nicotine at all for this, so I'm like, I'm good. I'm freaking awesome.
I'm hoping next week Nubsy can make it back over. And then with Nubsy here, I'll see if you're able to come next week too.
I probably can, as long as this disease keeps going around and there's no church.
There's no church.
I'm enjoying it, man.
This is church.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I miss church. I don't miss it at all, man.
I've never understood that. Like, okay, my grandfather went to church twice a year for my grandmother on Easter and Christmas Mass. They were Catholic. Well, my grandmother was. My grandfather was kind of Catholic.
Kind of Catholic.
You know what I mean? But he
was like Catholic, never really mattered.
Like, when I was a little kid, I was forced to go. Like, I had to go on Sundays with my grandma to church. I had to go, you know? And I was just like, fuck, this sucks. Especially Catholic Mass. That is not a place for children. Get the fuck out of here,
exercise, man.
What?
You're getting exercise.
Yeah, right. Stand up, sit down, fight. Yeah.
Kneel.
Oh, God.
Kneel some more. Stand up.
Peace be with you. Yeah, man. I remember all that shit. And I would always ask I remember asking my grandpa why he didn't go to church. And my grandfather said, my spirituality and my connection to what I believe does not involve a building where they ask me for my money.
That's how
they judge me by how I'm dressed and my social standing. And
right.
My grandfather just did not subscribe to any of that shit. He just he thought it was all bullshit. And he goes, he was like, what's the difference? He goes, and my grandfather worded things very differently. He was like, let's just assume that I believe in a Christian God. What's the difference in me speaking to my God here or in that building?
Exactly.
He goes, why should I go do for an hour what I can do here in 3 to 5 minutes? That is spirituality.
That's valid.
The building is religion.
Yeah.
That is just organized religion. Every church.
Yeah.
That's all it is organized religion. And it's the biggest fucking money racket around the world.
Yeah.
They don't pay taxes. Most of them are embezzling. They're fucking stealing. When you see these goddamn pastors driving Bentleys and shit, they need to have their throats slit and drained into the fucking holy water bowl. Like, no shit. These pastors need to have their throats slit and drained into the holy water bowl, and then that's what people need to touch and then mark their foreheads with when they come in.
Let's be the fruit.
Fuck yeah, because I'm going to take some of your power now.
Right.
Apparently this God has blessed you a little too much, so now I'm going to get some of that blessing.
Right.
Actually, I don't even want to be a preacher. I want to weasel and worm my way into some church and become a deacon. one of the guys that runs the collection plates.
Right.
One of the guys that sits in a room with the 3 or 4 other guys that counts the money. And it's like, 1 for God, 1 for me. 2 for God, 2 for me.
This isn't laundering. I promise it's not laundering. I'm not laundering.
There's no trail.
Right.
Oh, man, this person put a check in. Well, that automatically goes in. But, okay, they wrote a check for $40. Well, I'll just take these 2 20s right here.
Right.
Who the fuck could ever prove it? As long as you got 3, 4 guys whose stories match.
It'd be the best racket ever.
It is the best racket ever. Dude, drug dealers can't get that kind of fucking access to easy money. They have to spend so much money to protect what they're doing. Churches don't have to do that.
Right.
All they got to do is raise enough money every now and then to upgrade the building and allow more people to come in to give more money. Holy fucking shit. And they don't pay anything.
What's crazy is the church I go to, they have a whole entire month where all they talk about is finances. Give to the church, give. I'm like, no. I've only given...
What is this, tax history month?
Right? I've only given $40 in my whole entire life to that church. That's it. I'm like, I'm not going to give no more money.
I would never give money to... You know what? And people ask me, like, well, Bulldog, if you don't donate to churches, and a lot of people know how I feel about Goodwill and the Salvation Army, I won't drop a fucking penny in a Salvation Army bucket. Fuck them.
No.
Fuck the Salvation Army.
Because they're the most driven freaking businesses
also,
out there.
I won't donate to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for breast cancer.
No.
10 cents on the dollar.
Yep.
10 cents. The March of Dimes. Do you know why it was called the March of Dimes?
A dime.
10 cents on the dollar made it to the research.
Yep.
For the disabilities. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Don't embezzle. Don't take my money and say you're going to do something and then not do it.
You know, there are 3 charities that I will donate to. St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
That's a good one.
Riley's Children's Hospital.
That's a good one, too.
Ronald McDonald House Charity.
Damn good charities. But then they give...
Number 1, all 3 of them are focused around children with illnesses. And number 2, none of the families ever see a bill.
That's true. And same thing with the Shriners, too.
Okay. The Shriners do a lot of good things. The Shriners are also crooks.
So I know that.
I'm just going to point out something.
So my wife, she went to Shriners Hospital. And
remember that half pot that hit $1 million at the Fall Festival last year? I never heard about a winner. Did you?
They said they had a winner, but they didn't take it.
Isn't that interesting?
Probably one of them.
So you're going to tell me
right?
Somebody didn't take $500,000 fucking dollars?
Right. Got a good point.
Get the fuck out of here.
I take it right now.
There is... First of all, the odds of someone in Evansville being that much of a millionaire that they don't accept $500,000 is astronomically low.
Yeah.
And second of all, a person who has that kind of money does not throw money at a half pot.
No, they don't.
They don't take chance. They don't play games of chance. People become millionaires. People who have that kind of money have that kind of money because they took calculated risks.
Yeah. Very much.
Where the margin for error was so much smaller.
Yeah. Very, very
the
little.
potential for loss.
Yeah.
So much smaller.
Yeah, good point.
Fuck yeah, it's a good point. I know it's a good point. Fuck. Dude, the Shriners, it's a racket. It's the same. Half those motherfuckers are Masons.
Yeah.
There's us and there's them. And that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
It's
because, I mean, you look at the Shriners and their main building is at Scottish Rite, 32nd degree.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's no such thing as over 3 degree.
There's actually it's been exposed, like, you know, to hear a Mason who's just there for a social club, to hear them say it, well, there's only 3 degrees. Yeah, okay. Well, we know for a fact that there are 33 degrees, such as like Albert Pike and Aleister Crowley, like
Crowley.
Dude, Aleister Crowley is one of the most brilliant, although he was a sadist, like he's sadistic, he was a crazy motherfucker too, but he was brilliant. But I mean, you had like Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson. These were 33rd degree master masons. But then it's also been discussed and talked about that there are actually 360 degrees.
Really?
To make a perfect circle.
That makes sense. Very much so. Wow.
Yeah. And that they are very concealed. Like, think about this. Most people who join the Freemasons never get above a 3rd degree Mason, and they don't know that it exists. And the inner circle that does know that it exists never reveals it to their own brotherhood until it's decided this person can be brought in. But then you're sworn to even deeper secrecy, and it's one of those like, we will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
If you ever expose these things, we will kill you.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Again, sadistic.
But, I mean, if you have access to some of the most deeply guarded secrets of humanity, it's,
Yeah.
fuck.
Man.
I've talked about this. Goddamn, dude, we're just gonna keep going. Fuck it. I've talked about this before too. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, who has the deadliest assassins on the planet? I'll ask you that question right now. Who has the deadliest assassins on the planet?
Man, that's a good question.
I have the answer.
Because I would almost say the government. But of course, the government can mean so many things because there's so many branches of. No?
No. Not even close.
Not the Vatican.
You got it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are men that walk the Vatican City dressed as priests, as bishops, as cardinals, who are none of those things. They don't even have names.
That makes a lot of sense.
They don't speak to people. They don't interact. If you speak to them in whatever language, they will just act like they don't understand you and move along. They are not police. The Vatican has their own police.
Yeah, they do.
These are pure assassins. They are there for one reason: to observe and protect. And they are not there to protect people. They are not there to protect the Pope. They are not there to protect any of the archives of the Vatican. Could you imagine if a tactical team could even try? Think about this. You think the Vatican police are going to stop a well-organized unit of 50 to 100 people who are fucking expertly militarily trained, and they're coming in and they're gonna break into the bowels of the Vatican? They're gonna take over the archives. You think that Vatican police and priests are gonna stop them?
No.
Fuck no.
Nope.
No. What's going to stop them are these people that look like priests, look like bishops, look like cardinals, but they would kill you and me just as soon as they would take a sip of water. They have no identity. They have no family. They have nothing but that purpose.
That's freaking nuts.
Almost kind of like, what is it? The Da Vinci Code? Is that the one with the dude that...
but those would be the Illuminati that they would
What do you... What? Okay. Let me just point this out.
Of course, Illuminati is a whole new, that's a whole different
Hold on.
scenario.
No, you're not far... Do you think the Vatican doesn't have a huge influence in the world governments?
Of course.
Yeah.
The Pope is God in many people's eyes.
Right. So
The Pope's probably one of the most freaking powerful people in the world.
think about this too. How much of the Library of Alexandria do you think is buried in the archives of the Vatican? The origins of human history, the information that was lost millennia ago.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I don't think it was all burned. I don't think it was torched.
No.
I don't think it was destroyed.
It was stored.
It was stolen and it was hidden.
Yeah.
Because this is how they keep people under control.
Because, I mean, we can't prove the existence of Illuminati.
You can't prove the existence of aliens either.
But we
there
can
have been
prove-
plenty of people who
Yeah.
have come forward and said, hey, look, I worked at such and such place
Yeah.
and interacted with species that are not of this
Extraterrestrials.
fucking planet. What the fuck?
Like the
And these
Greek-
aren't crazy people.
Yeah, like that Greek guy from Ancient Aliens. Extraterrestrials.
Eric von Daniken, the German guy.
I'm not saying they're aliens.
Giorgio Tsoukalos, man. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was
But they're
aliens.
That's what Greek guy was talking about with a wild
Yeah,
hair.
Giorgio Tsoukalos. Oh, he's great.
But yeah, I mean, the only thing we can prove of the existence of the Illuminati is the money power. The Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs.
Okay, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Bilderbergs, Warburgs, Morgans, Chases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only proof that we have the
You want to hear something funny?
the Illuminati. The
So,
money power.
so the Rothschilds are a Jewish family.
yeah.
You know that Rothschild is a German name?
Yeah.
Do you know what Rothschild means?
I forget what Roth means.
Red shield.
That's right.
Now, let me piece this together for you people. Rothschild, meaning red shield, means that they were shielding the red communist fascist government of Nazi Germany, the Red Party. Did you know that Evelyn Rothschild funded the railway that went to Auschwitz and paid for Auschwitz to be built? Look that shit up, people. I'm not just telling you, I'm not making up dumb things to fill your head with. You look that up. The Rothschild family built the fucking railroad that went to Auschwitz, that transported millions of Jews to their deaths. Jewish people did that to Jewish people for money. That's it. There is no religion. There is no government. There is only money. John Rockefeller. John Rockefeller, I believe it was him that said, "Give me control over a nation's money, and I care not who makes its laws." The Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. The Federal Reserve is not owned by the United States government. It is a private bank.
I think
What?
that changed, actually.
No, it did not. The Federal Reserve is a private bank. They loan our money to us at an interest rate, mind you. Now keep this in mind, Mark. Here you go. I'm the Federal Reserve. You're the United States of America. You need money, right, for your people. So we'll just use this in basic, simple terms. I print you $1,000 to distribute to your people. Okay? I print you $1,000 to put into circulation. I expect you to pay me back $1,200. Where's that extra $200 going to come from, Mark? Only $1,000 exists. How are you going to pay me that extra $200 that you owe me? I'm going to print you more money.
Yeah.
And keep the interest rate going, so you will never pay off that debt. It is perpetual. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Because, I mean...
Now, if you're thinking of the U.S. Treasury, Yes, that's a governmental department. But the Federal Reserve that provides us with our currency is not owned by the government. It is a private bank. And Thomas Jefferson even said, if Americans ever allow a private bank on the shores of the United States to control their money, it will be the downfall for this country. And that happened in 1912 on Jekyll Island, a private meeting between members of Congress and the private banking cartels, and that's when the Federal Reserve Act was signed into being. Our country was bought, sold, paid for, done. Every single person that is born and raised here and lives here until they dies is an economic slave.
That's the reason why JFK was assassinated. Because it was going to end.
One of the many things he wanted to expose.
And what's going on now, from what I've been hearing, I'm not sure how true this is yet. I'm still trying to fact check everything. Supposedly, Trump is trying to get rid of the Federal Reserve and get back a gold-backed dollar.
You want to know the problem there?
We don't have the gold.
A lot of people, yeah. So all of that gold that was supposed to be in Fort Knox
is missing.
Well,
missing.
When it came down to it, basically what was happening was it was sold in the London stock market and all of this.
It was.
Mm-hmm. And it was sold for a fraction
of what it was worth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when you keep pumping, not keep pumping, but you occasionally.
Supposedly, this whole thing going on with the corona is to get our minds and everything off of all of that, all of the economy. They're trying to tank the economy to build it back up from scratch.
Of course. Because to people who don't know any better, that makes sense. But to people who know better, like me, when you actually look at economics and you look at money, take a step back and look at the bigger picture and realize this means nothing.
Yeah.
Money is actually worthless.
Yeah.
Money is only worth what someone's willing to give you for it.
Because on our money it says this is a
legal tender.
Yeah, this note. And a note is a form of debt.
Yep. Exactly.
We have debt in our pocket.
Mm-hmm. For every dollar that you have, that dollar is owed, I believe, $1.20.
Go figure.
It's a fucking great racket, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then think about this. Do you know why the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and Warburgs and Morgans and Chases all consolidated? Do you know why they started working together? Because they realized, and those are all the major financiers of both sides of every major war across the planet. They fund and provide to both sides. Why? Money! And they get to control, and they can even influence the swing and tide of a war.
Because, you look at North Korea, and what do they not have that everyone else has? A centralized bank.
And they don't have functioning nuclear technology. And they're not gonna have.
Same with Iran. Iran also is not a centralized bank.
Iran doesn't need a centralized bank. That's one of the reasons why the world hates them.
Yeah.
World in air quotes, because all of these other governments, that's why Iran is almost unfuckwithable, because they don't rely. First of all, they have all the fucking oil, and they have all their own goddamn money. When you can look at Saudi Arabia and Iran, and you have all of these multitude of people that are worth billions of dollars, there are more billionaires in Saudi Arabia and Iran than there are anywhere else in the world. And these are people who get to stay private. These are people whose names you will never fucking hear.
And no one knows this stuff. Well, not even,
They could if they
Yeah.
read, but that's
Yeah.
just it. Most people can't be bothered to look beyond the surface of things that they're told or things they hear. Or
Because, I
see.
mean, this right here, yes, all this is out of my comfort zone. This whole COVID bullshit. But whenever you're out of your comfort zone, what do you have to do? You have to adapt.
Mhm.
Adapt to change.
Yeah.
As human
Also,
beings,
I said this as well about this whole COVID thing. I think that this is a staging event. They have been working for decades now on population control.
yes, they have.
HIV and AIDS. HIV was created. This came from whistleblowers who came forward from the World Health Organization in the 80s, and all of these people wound up dead. These people came forward and said human immunodeficiency virus was created in a laboratory. It is a synthetic virus for which there is no natural cure or immunity, and it was distributed by the World Health Organization through vaccines. It wasn't some dude that fucked a monkey. It wasn't some bullshit that started it did start in third world countries because that's where these vaccines were being dished out to. Well, if you're going for population, and it was created as a means of population control. If you're going for population control, what's the first thing you want to wipe out? The lower economic class.
Very true.
The weak, the poor, the hungry,
Because, I mean, with what you said,
because they're not serving
makes-
a purpose.
it doesn't make any sense at all for a virus to only be able to attack a certain blood type.
Exactly.
And this one attacks A positive and leaves O negative people alone. How does that make sense? Where does it make sense?
It was
doesn't.
engineered. Yeah, that's where it makes
It
sense.
doesn't just happen.
No, viruses and bacteria do not evolve in that manner.
No.
Like the flu evolves every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Understand this one right here, the COVID is going to just die down because it can't handle our environment here.
At 80 degrees, it dies. That's why right now, everybody's still kind of fucked. But once June and July roll around, you're going to see it go away. But you're also going to see it come back with a vengeance come October. Mark my words, people.
Yeah,
it's going to come back with a vengeance. And when it comes back with a vengeance, millions of Americans are going to be diagnosed. And you're going to see people getting hit hard by it. The death toll, like, the more I've looked into this, the more I'm like, at first I was like, this is all bullshit. Now I've started diving in deeper to it, and I'm like, this is a staging event. That's what this is. Have you ever heard of the Georgia Guidestones?
Yep. I was about to say about that, actually.
The very first thing on the
Population
Georgia...
control. Under 2 billion people.
Keep a population of no greater than 500 million.
That's right, 500 million.
95% of humanity, according to... And that was commissioned by a guy who presented himself with the name R.C. Christian when he had those stones commissioned.
Yep.
And that was the only time he was ever seen or heard from. He said, my name is R.C. Christian. Rosicrucian. Which is another branch of the Templars, the Freemasons, all of the... Yeah. They are keepers of information. And then he disappeared. But paid enough money to have that made, and the plot of land that it's on is forever paid for and to be maintained.
That's freaking nuts.
And the very first thing on it, keep a population of no greater than 500 million. We have 7+ billion people on the
So I
planet.
thought it was 2.5 billion is what it said, but
500 million.
I believe you. Because you've looked into it more than I have.
You can look it up right now. I promise you, it is 500 million. Because the first time I ever saw that, I went, whoa. And I did the math, man. I pulled out the calculator. I was like, okay, hold on. 500 million.
75%.
500 million divided by 7. Whoa. That's only 5% of the population left of the world.
Yeah. Not just America.
See, the problem is the reason why HIV was created It was agreed upon by world leaders that population control needed to be implemented, but no one wanted to stand up and take charge to randomly select people to be put under firing squads or hanging, or, you know what I mean? Nobody wants that blood on their hands. But a virus is a silent, deadly killer. The problem is HIV took too long.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I have a cousin that has it. And he's had it since 95.
Right. And here we are.
And he's still alive and kicking.
And here we are in 2020. And now you have people who are being cured of HIV.
Now they have a cure for it.
And then also it turned out that there were some people who were de facto suppressant to it. They can be carriers, but the virus does not affect them in any negative way. They can only transmit it to other people. But for whatever reason, their blood, their blood type, their bodies, their genetic makeup, whatever it is, there's a percentage of people on the planet who are immune to the effects of HIV. It will never turn into AIDS. It will never affect their immune system. They will just carry it.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Freaking insane.
Right?
The bodies, what these scientists don't understand is our bodies are freaking, still, trying to think of the right term for it. There's,
so much unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Okay,
so much unknown. There's such gray area.
Here's a mind-blowing thing for you. As atrocious as the acts were that were committed at Auschwitz by Dr. Josef Mengele, the angel of death.
Yeah.
If it were, this is where it gets weird and hard for people to swallow. If it were not for the experimentation and the notes kept by Dr. Mengele of the things he did to those people in the camp, we would not have, it's like 70% of the cures and vaccines that we have for things today.
Yeah, go figure.
Because he was allowed to operate and do these and experiment on people unregulated.
Makes a lot of sense.
And uncontrolled. Granted, he did horrible, horrific fucking things to people. But if he hadn't,
there's a price.
We would still be 100 to, I think they said 100 to 200 years behind in modern medicine. Because of what that man did over the course of like 3 to 4 years, he fast forwarded modern medicine by almost 2 centuries.
Oh yeah.
Fucking crazy.
You're right.
So it's one of those, you kind of have to do the scale thing.
Yeah.
You got to hold your hands up in the balance and go, fuck.
At what cost? Okay,
I mean,
that's cool.
At what cost? But look what we can do.
Yeah.
Like, we have this now. So that's one of those people. It's a very uncomfortable topic for a lot of people. Me, I have no problem pointing it out. Like,
science, man, science. I mean,
yeah, right. Okay, look.
You're a man of science, a man of wisdom and knowledge.
What he did was awful. However, the fact that the people that got his notes and his research saw fit not to destroy it, but to use it, in my opinion, that means that every single person that died in those camps under those experiments, at least they did not die in vain.
Right. That's a really good way to look at it.
There was purpose and reason in the end.
Yeah.
And I think that should at least draw comfort for some people. I know it doesn't, but when you look at the... Okay, let me ask you this. If someone approached you, well, you're 37, you're going to be 37.
Yeah.
Now you're married, you've got kids.
Oh, yeah.
But if someone approached you and said, "Hey, so this is the deal we have. We know your blood type, we know your genetic makeup, your DNA markers. You match this profile. that we need to experiment on. The things that you're going to endure are going to be horrific. You're going to suffer. And you're going to die a grisly death. But in the end, within 2 years of your death, we're going to be able to ensure that no child will ever again experience leukemia or any other form of childhood cancer.
Man.
Are you ready to sacrifice yourself?
That'd be a big question to ask, you know? Because, I mean, as a family man, I'd probably punch it really hard and be like, okay.
I would have conditions.
Yeah.
My conditions would be my family never once for anything.
Right.
They get enough money that my great-grandchildren, should they exist, will never have to work a day in their lives if they don't want to.
Yeah, those would be good stipulations.
But, you know, I look like I donate what I can when I can to St. Jude's and Riley's and Ronald McDonald Charity House. And it's because, look, man, yeah, a lot of adults experience a lot of shit. But until you have looked in the eyes of a child who has no hair, probably has a tube running out of their nose for something that they have to keep on their body at all times while they're going through chemo, and these kids can't play, they can't, they don't, they're not having a childhood.
Right.
Until you see that.
Also, I knew a guy in high school that had it, so.
It's like that shit. Like, of course, you know, growing up and even into my adult years, yeah, I saw pictures of it on, you know, or, you know, on TV and stuff until it hit personally with a friend of mine who his 7-year-old daughter was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma or lymphoma. Yeah.
Lymphoma's not cool.
And I watched that little girl.
Very deteriorating disease.
And she made it to 11.
Man.
But I watched that little girl for 4 years suffer with a smile. No adult. No, I don't care how fucking awesome people think they are. I'm going to tell you right now, adults are easily broken.
Oh, yeah.
Easily broken. Children are just children. They just want to play.
Yep.
That's all she wanted to do. Anytime she felt good, she just wanted to play. She wanted to have tea parties and she wanted to play with her Barbie dolls, and that's it. And I watched that happen for 4 years. It fucked me up. And so I've, you know, I consider myself, I know some people are going to be surprised by this, but I consider myself somewhat of a critical, deep thinker. And that's why I came up with that question of, if you were approached,
man,
and they could guarantee you that after all of this shit you're going to suffer through and endure. Now, you're a Christian, right?
Depends on who's asking.
Well, let me ask you this.
I'm joking. Bad joke.
If you've been asked to endure and suffer for humanity, and you agreed, wouldn't that be pretty Christ-like?
Well, I mean, that's a epiphany of Christ. Well, not epiphany. What is it? Effigy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean,
he only suffered for
not
even. He was just 3 days. He was dead.
Yeah,
according to the story.
Yeah, according to the
he
story.
probably hung there for well over a day, if that story's true.
Well, 11 hours.
That's it?
In the 11th hour, he died. He wasn't even on there for a whole day.
Fuck. I've died longer than 11 hours. You ever been out drinking with Kirk Martin? Jesus Christ, that shit'll kill you for 16 at least.
I mean, he died within 11 hours of being tortured, and then on the cross, he died, you know, not that much longer. And he was only...
So we'll give it a day.
Yeah.
A day.
If that.
A day.
But to be tortured over and over for days upon days upon days just for a cure for mankind? be a selfless act.
I would think that would make you better than Christ.
Oh, let's see.
Here's why I can say that as an atheist. I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in hell. There has never been anybody that gives us any type of evidence of either. Never. Not once.
No.
Not in the history of man. However, when you could have evidence of this person's sacrifice for all of humanity,
yeah,
I think that would raise them past Christ, and they should be revered as a god after their death. That is the most godlike thing that I could think.
Because, I mean, as a person of science, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I believe in heaven or hell.
Right.
Because as a man of science, I know that supposedly our soul is energy.
And the universal energy pool is limitless.
Right.
It is infinite.
So whenever
it
we
is ever
die,
expanding. 21 grams of our body is expelled back into the universe,
Exactly.
into the energy pool. That's it. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I've tried to explain this to so many people.
Because, I mean, it just makes sense. Because, I mean, scientists have said, countless scientists have said that whenever energy goes, it doesn't stop.
You cannot create or destroy energy. It can only be
continues.
manipulated or contained or controlled a little bit.
Right.
But eventually, it goes back out and just scatters.
Yeah. So that's my theory.
That's
that whenever I go,
part of my theory is why some people have past life experiences and memories
because
from
the energy has to hit somewhere.
maybe you have just a little bit higher concentration of that energy residual when it forms a new life or a new being, whatever. You've got just a little bit more left over from, instead of all of these equal parts. Like say that the 21 grams, we'll say instead of, say 21 grams, we'll split it into 1 gram each. And we'll say 1 gram of energy is like the 21 different grams. They come from 21 different sources, and that's what creates a new life. But what happens when 19 grams of random meet with 2 that stuck together? You have a higher, out of 21, I know it sounds low, but that's a high fucking percentage.
Well, on a molecular level, that's that's like
let me
supernova, you know?
That was 2 divided by 21. That is 9.5%. So you round that up. That's 10%, right? 10% of your molecular makeup. That's dominance. That's the highest concentrated percentage right there. That's everything else is it's at half. It's at each individual one is at 5%. This is at 10. It's double everything else in your body. So
That's a good number.
maybe you're going to have residual.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to have leftover memories from this. You're going to have also, do you know that now science is showing that, well, they're not showing it yet. They think that they're going to be able to prove, but your DNA, like kind of like the Assassin's Creed thing for the Animus, your DNA holds the key to unlocking memories of your ancestors. Like your
I've read that.
your DNA carries
Yeah.
the memories of your ancestors.
Pretty wild, man.
That's crazy. Now think about this. This is where it starts to get kind of dangerous, where again, another instance of life imitating art. Assassin's Creed with the Animus, they find these descendants of these ancient assassins, and they get these people to get in this machine, and they can access these people's lives through this person's blood and their brainwaves and their DNA. What happens if that becomes a reality? How much can people start to alter history then? If you can go into a simulated reality through someone's DNA, what if you can actually affect the physical world?
That's some freaking DeLorean shit, man. Damn. Because, I mean, with the theory of time travel...
Elon Musk said that it's most likely that we're living in a simulation right now.
It's possible.
Have you ever seen you ever watch Rick and Morty?
I've never seen Rick and Morty, but I have seen The Matrix.
Fuck! No, dude, you need to watch Rick and Morty.
My buddy watches it all the time, and he's like...
It's one of the most brilliant shows I've ever seen. But there's one episode where Rick and Morty are at this convention type thing or whatever. Morty puts on these like this virtual reality kind of thing.
Yeah, like a headset, yeah.
Lives an entire life. And it shows him at like the age of 70 or 80, he falls off a ladder and dies, and all of a sudden he's like, ah! And he like screams and jerks off the headset, and Rick looks at him and goes, see, Morty, that was just one of many possible lifetimes, blah, blah, blah. And Morty just looks at him like, holy shit. Who's to say it's not like the Matrix? You die here, whatever, you wake up. So what if this is the dream?
Runs from my last acid trip.
It's
not even acid, it's shrooms. Oh, man.
I want to try DMT.
It's a wild trip.
I want to meet the others. The entity, whatever. Everybody talks about the same thing.
It's wild, man. I've never seen the others, or I've never had anything visual. It was always physical. It felt like my ass was being sucked into the vortex.
No. Like, DMT... people talk about they meet this entity and you're only gone for like 15 minutes.
It feels like hours.
Or days even.
Yeah.
And people are like, you get so much information about the universe and how connected everything really is, and that everything's okay. Like,
because DMT is stored in your freaking brain. Like,
that's what causes you to dream.
It releases whenever
it's
you die.
Dimethyltryptamine. No, it's released when you sleep.
Really?
That's why they call sleep the little death.
Makes sense, because like only a little bit gets released in whenever you sleep,
right?
And when you die, all of it gets released, and then you have that.
Why is DMT the most illegal substance on the planet if our brain makes it? You do understand it is the most illegal substance. Yes. Massive.
That's crazy.
Massive prison time if you're caught with it.
So I didn't know that. I've done it on numerous occasions.
It's
for science.
No, I mean like why would it be illegal? What if
there's too much?
What if that's our connection to the universe? What if that is the actual portal? What if that's what allows the portal to open for us to be able to connect with every dimension? That's why people go to fucking Peru and shit to do ayahuasca.
Yeah,
because you can't just eat DMT.
No,
because your stomach has an enzyme that kills it immediately.
MAO5.
Yes, and so you have to brew it with these specific leaves, and these leaves block, like they're an inhibitor, and they block that enzyme, and it allows the DMT to be digested and processed through your liver at that point.
But then less longer.
And then it's hours that you get to experience it. Now, it makes you violently ill because of those leaves doing that to your stomach enzyme. Like, you shit and puke your brains out for a while.
If you do anything else after that, you could die.
Yeah, you got to lay low for a while.
Yeah.
But how amazing is it that they've made this the most illegal substance on the planet? But fentanyl, a grain, dude, someone could you could be drinking a beer and someone could sprinkle a thing of fentanyl the size of a grain of salt. You would never know that it was in there, and it'll kill you fucking dead.
Fentanyl's not, man, that's a whole new.
Shit's crazy. Holy shit, man. It's almost 3 hours. All right. We're gonna jump out of this now. Good God, we could continue this conversation forever.
Because it's been a long time since I've actually talked to someone that actually knew this stuff, man.
Yeah, no shit. This has been a great conversation. It's crazy. I don't know how.
I need cigarettes.
Yeah. All right, man. Mark, thank you so much for coming in.
No problem, man.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Villains, Bulldog Malenko. If you stuck around for this whole episode, thank you. Hopefully you learned some shit. Hopefully it sparked your interest. You're going to go look up some shit. But all right, people. Take care and avoid that bitch, Carole fucking Baskin.
That bitch, Carole Baskin.
Show's over, motherfuckers.